Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. Hope you're having a great weekend and welcome to Las Muertas Day 2, Day of the Dead Part 2, or Day 2. Um, we have that beautiful, beautiful energy of the ancestors. So say hello to them while you have the veil is extra, extra thin. So let me just get my desktop all set up here. We will get started. All right, I think we're good there. Beautiful. All right. So before we get into everything, let us come back to this moment. And a great way to do that is to take a big, deep breath in and hold it for a moment. And while you're holding your breath for however long feels comfortable, just kind of express gratitude within your being for something, whatever you're grateful for in this moment, and then release. And then we'll bring in energy with the singing bowl as well. So let's take a big deep breath in. Beautiful. And then we have our singing bowl. So we will bring in energy. And I feel like because of the thin veil, let's allow that unconditional love energy and extra little oomph from our ancestors to come in. And we'll fill up with all this beautiful, unconditional, eternal love energy from above. Let it fill us up, our minds, our hearts, our bodies, our energy field, and then flow out to the outside world to just spark love wherever it can throughout the world, because the world can always use, what is that old song? What the world needs now is love, sweet love, and it can help. So I'll had to end up doing it 3 times. So if you like to join me, of course, I welcome that. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Just gonna put her back on her shelf back here. All right. So welcome, welcome everybody. Happy November. Can't believe it's November already. We had a new moon in Scorpio yesterday, so a lot of Pluto, deep diving, transformative energy that's hitting us, you know, kind of just coming out of the eclipses still. So we got a lot of potent energy happening. So as much as we can take deep breaths and reconnect into that higher vibration gratitude and unconditional love and joy, the more that we can remain calm during these times, right? All right. Well, so shout out to some of my YouTube channel members we have. Hey, Holly. Well, hello, hello. Good to see you. All right. And hey, everybody. Welcome. Happy weekend to you. Um, so if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome, first of all. Before I get into kind of telling you about some information, I do want to let you know at the beginning of the month, on the first, YouTube does grant me 10 free of my Zen Cricket YouTube monthly memberships, and I'm going to give 5 away this morning and then 5 away in this evening session. So if you haven't turned on your gifting YouTube membership option to yes, then definitely um, check out that video, and it'll allow you to do it. And if you click on like a little dollar sign at the bottom of the chat, there'll pop up, and I think it's YouTube memberships, and it'll be gifting option, and it'll pop up a little screen. You just switch a little lever over, I think is how it used to be. Anyway, the video will show you how if you want to do that. So I'll give you an opportunity to do that before we do the 5. So while we're waiting for all that, hey Nova, good to see you. Ooh, how interesting. My host, she also paints, and I love how people can do that. I'm not so much, probably more of a finger painter. Look what I did, mom. So I love that. But well, welcome back to all my regular tribe and family. So happy to have you here. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. We have a great group of people, huge hearts, great senses of humor. Two things definitely we can use in this day and age of humanity. So there's room for one more. So welcome, welcome. How the free readings work, we do go down in order, first come, first serve, all the way down the list. And there's no special list. The chat is it. You just put your question out there, and then if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. Free readings are generally 1 to 2 cards. We'll see what spirit has. But if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I prioritize those, step out of the free readings, dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards for those too. And then once I'm done, I return back there. And to donate, you can use the super chat at the bottom, or in the description box of the video. We do have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. You can use any of those, and there's no set dollar amount. Whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount. I know cost of living and rates of exchange differ all over the world, so I know whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount for you. Um, blah 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 blah. Um, and then after that, any of my YouTube channel members, they get second priority for their free readings. You'll see their names in green with a little badge of some sort, and so they get second priority. So if you're interested, if you don't win one of those today, or you just want to do it anyway, Zen Cricket is $2.99 a month. And the second level is Praying Mantis, and that's $7.99 a month. For both of those, you get prioritization in these sessions. I'm usually on for about 2 hours on Fridays and Saturdays. If I don't get to the other free readings, um, I apologize profusely. Sundays are different, where I do come back on later in the afternoon and finish all free readings from Sunday's session. But Fridays and Saturdays, I only guarantee that I'll get to the donations and my YouTube channel memberships, because that's part of their benefits of having the membership. So if you're interested, you get that prioritization in these sessions. And then also on Wednesday nights, we have a 2-hour session just for YouTube channel members, where we do regular readings, past life readings, oracle readings, whatever. And then my Praying Mantis level, they have a special 2-hour on Thursday, plus on Friday and Saturday night, we have an hour afterwards. And on Sunday, we have an hour afterwards. So if you're interested, there's a link down below for that. All right. So that's what we have down there. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Good to see everybody. So I think that's all the blah, blah, blah. let us, so let's give away the 5 Zen Cricket, and then we will get into the reading. So let me get in here. So make sure here. Okay. So it's still in the same spot for me. All right. So here we'll have 5. You will start seeing their names pop up here any moment. All right. So Andrea 54 Hector, Sarah Taylor, Daisy, also known as Coffee's Art, Livier Vegata, and Scorpio 1111. So congratulations, you 5. You are the winners of the Zen Cricket memberships. So thank you, thank you, thank you for having your gift option set to on. All right, let me move this other stuff out of the way and we will get into it here. All right. So I'm going to be using the Santa Muerta Tarot, of course, because today is Day of the Dead. So we have a special, well, I use it more than just for these 2 days out of the year, but we'll start with those. And we will take a look here. So we do have some donations. Oh, wow. You've won 4 times. Wow. Yeah, and probably because you have a free one right now, it's probably not gonna throw you into the mix this time around. But I'm glad. And then, of course, if you haven't checked out like our Wednesday nights, that's a fun time too. We get into fun conversations. It's a smaller group. With all my the free memberships, I have like normally around 30, 27, 28, 29, 30 members with the giveaways. So, and not everyone's on, so it's a smaller group and it's fun. So I'm glad you enjoy that. Thanks for mentioning that, Holly. All right. So, what we have so far. So we've got Supernova. We have 2 for you. And then we have Holly. And then we do have Maria via the PayPal. So we'll jump over there. And then we've got Patty and then Star Ruby and then back to Patty. So that's where we're at on our donations for right now. So let's jump in. So, hey, Nova. All right. So thank you for your first donation and your sticker. Wow, multitasking. Yeah, be careful with your arm, right? Hopefully you had a good appointment and they gave you some good drugs and bandaged you up and you're in a better place than you were yesterday. I know you were in a lot of pain and not feeling good. So number 1, message from spirit guides. I don't know, just whatever they want me to know. What am I not seeing? That's a good question here. Yeah, they don't want to, I guess Kurt will be up next for Oracle. They want me to pull tarot for you. So let's take a look here and see. What don't you see? What do they want you to know? Okay. 1 and 2 and 3. All right. Yeah. So let's take a look here. We've got this kind of progression in a way that's coming in here. Let me move these cards around. Here we go. There we go. Because you've got 1 card and then 2 cards and then 2 cards and then 3 cards. I feel like there's this underlying message that when you feel frustrated, if you feel like life is not unfolding fast enough, that it's okay, that's human, that's normal, but that everything is unfolding always in perfect timing. And besides, we're eternal beings. So what's the rush? Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords, which they roll over the mind, belief systems, communication, but they also get a second portion of swords, which makes them the masters of that, not just the ruler along with the Queen of Swords, but the They're the master of thought and belief and mindset. It can sometimes mean, um, that we're stuck in our head. There's some beliefs that are there that can be let go of. And it's interesting because I have a oracle deck called the Blind Spot, and when I pulled it this morning, it was about belief, and they're bringing it back to me now. And I actually jotted down some things on, yeah, old school sticky note. And it's great because it's like when we have a thought and belief that bubbles up that um, is taking us into uncomfortable feelings and lower feelings. Excuse me. We can ask ourselves, why would that be a bad thing? And so we can ask ourselves that question. And then the follow up question is, what would it mean if that were true? And I really love that because it's like it gets us into that thinking mode. And then you can ask yourself, okay, well, what would I rather believe? And, what's the emotional payoff for keeping a belief or taking on a new one? What is it? They gave an example of like a table that's super glued to the floor. First, you dissolve the super glue on the bottom, and then you dismantle the legs that are supporting the overall belief on the table. Then you decide, okay, well, I don't like this tabletop. What do I want to replace it with? And then once we do that, then we find the foundation of why we want to believe that and why it's true. And then we glue that back. So we kind of reverse engineer it. Yeah, I gotta build back up your calluses, right? No, but so I like that. The questioning of thought and belief. There's some foundation there. So whenever you're feeling uncomfortable thoughts and uncomfortable emotions, there's a belief system that's at the core of it. And this is what this is that you can master that. You're the master of your story. You're the storyteller. You know how you can tell a story through, oh, I like this. How you're choosing to tell a story through your music, like by the lyrics and stuff you do. Well, that's like life. You can change the lyrics to the song of life that's happening. You own that. You creating your own life album. And I like that. Let's see what else they have here. So you got the Three of Pentacles, which is about being true to your authentic you, which is one of your driving energies. And they like that because you really have learned a lot about that. And you have been transforming things here too. You've got the Hanged Man, which is all about transformation and, going into the cocoon from the caterpillar, to the butterfly. And the Five of Wands, with this coming out together, is this, transformation of energy from lower vibration fear energy to higher vibration joy and laughter and gratitude. And that's kind of this you know, cocoon that you've been in with all this. Yeah, so it's time to rewrite new songs, right? And then, yeah, in all of this, because you've got the Five of Wands, you also have the Two of Wands, the Four of Wands, and this is, this what feels like a pause. You're learning a lot during this time because the Two of Wands is a reminder that whatever you focus your energy on is what grows and expands. And the Four of Wands represents stable energy, but it also represents joy and celebration. And so when we focus on joy and celebration, we draw in more things to be joyful about, more things to celebrate. So that gratitude not only raises our vibration, it draws in things that match it. When we choose lower vibration, then that's what expands and draws that in. So this, you're being true to your authentic self. You began that. Now you're in this learning this. That's why it's, one and then two cards and then two cards. Feels like you're, if you feel like you're stuck, you're not, you're growing and learning. But this is such an important piece. That's why there's you know, two kind of steps where you're learning this because it's so important for your path ahead. Yeah. Because, yeah, you have the Seven of Swords, which is getting and letting go of the deceitful thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have been ruling you, and that may have made you feel like you were trapped in a coffin before. But this is like getting out of your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. So the King of Swords coming in there makes total sense, because you also have the Hermit card, which is connecting and allowing your spirit guides and your higher self to guide you. And the King of Pentacles is about abundance and fullness of life that moves forward here. So they're telling you here that as you learn to manage your energy, the outside world, it moves you from um, feeling like you want to hermit yourself because you see the world being more abundant, not such a bummer place. And then you do want to get drawn out into the outside world a little bit, but it is this movement and power. Because the bottom of the deck, you have the Chariot card too, which is about, movement, victory, power of choice, and it comes down to that, stepping into your power of choice. That every moment, if we don't like what we're feeling and it's we can change it. It's like watching a TV program. I hate this, I hate this. If we sit there complaining about what we're watching, but we have the remote, it's like, we'll change the channel. We have that ability that we hold the clicker, not someone else. So I love that. Yeah. Yeah. Me too. There was something that really hit home that I saw on Instagram. It was a meme that said something like, "Those who retreat when something's going on in their world, when we retreat to work through things, it's because as children growing up, we had to solve things on our own." And that spoke deeply, and I feel like you can resonate with that too. Hey, Libby! Shout out to one of my other YouTube channel members. Good to see you. Yeah. And then so your fortune cookie is courageous heart. And it says it takes courage to follow your heart, especially when the path is unknown. Your heart knows the way. Trust it and let it lead you to your true destiny. So your heart knows the way. So I like that. All right. So that's what they have for your first one there. Oops, you know what, Brenda? I'm so sorry. Brenda was actually first. I just scrolled up. Evidently, I didn't scroll up far enough there. So, Brenda, hopefully, if you're here, please forgive me. So, Nova, we're going to jump to Brenda's first two, and then we'll come back to your second one. Fail, fail. So, apologies, Brenda. So, Brenda, thank you so much for your dual donations and the herd of rainbow unicorns. So let me just shuffle these up and we'll get into yours. So good to see you. And thanks for being so gracious. You could have went like, "Hey, hello, why are you cutting someone in front of me?" All right, so thank you for your first donation, and that one is a general in love with Billy the Capricorn. Yep, the Billy Goat for the weekend. All right, let's see what Spirit wants you to know about you and the Billy Goat for this weekend. All right. So it looks like you do have an opportunity with the Two of Pentacles for movement together in the outside world, in the physical world. So that would tell me that you guys do have this possibility to get together this weekend to spend togetherness. I like it. It reminds me of the Two of Cups, but the way they have the Two of Pentacles with the butterfly on the skulls, it does feel like this. I don't know. It just fits like a glove in the outside world, kind of energy where it's balanced. It's, not one person overdoing things. It just feels like equal, like a balanced, experience of the outside world. And it feels good because it's like equal giving and receiving in a way. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. So you got the lovers card coming in, which is important relationships, and the seven of swords coming out with it, which is about getting past beliefs around deception, beliefs around, past relationships. And there might be a little bit of mistrust that exists. And, when you've had people in the past that have broken commitments and deceived, and they had good intentions but not good follow through, it's hard not to hold everyone accountable until we realize not all humans are the same. And that was a good thing. I learned in therapy. I had a big mistrust of men from growing up, and when they took me back, through EDMR, I think is what it was, on a train, you realize some of the core things in childhood that just create distrust that just echo and ripple out into your life. But one of the things that my therapist asked, she asked me, "Well, do you feel you're trustworthy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And she's like, "Well, you're a man." And I'm like, "Oh, good point." you know, but it's like it can put it as humanity. Are you a trustworthy human? I am. Well, then there's a possibility that there can be other trustworthy people. So I like that kind of breakthrough that can happen. And I feel like that's an important thing this weekend is not to put old actions of other humans on each other. I feel like that's an important thing this weekend. Yeah, got the Page of Wands. When you realize with the King of Cups what a great match you are for each other, King of Cups is a balance between head and heart. The Page of Wands jumps in, and there's this great spark of deeper passion, deeper energetic connection between the two of you. When you realize and you can be vulnerable and open up a little bit. I know that's hard when people have broken that trust before. It just allows you to take things to a different place that you haven't experienced before. I like that with you guys here. Yeah, the Tower, realizing that people of the past were removed out of each of your lives in order to make space for someone who's more in alignment with your higher self and your soul. And so I feel like it's a great, awareness this weekend, um, to step back and see the belief systems that are there that are bubbling up from the past. But it feels like it can be an amazing if we can let go of those things and be vulnerable and trust, it can take us to a whole new level this weekend. Yeah. And you have reassess. Here we go. Your fortune cookie says you're being asked to take stock of your life and let go of anything or anyone that no longer makes you happy. Notice who and what brings you joy and who and what doesn't. It's time for some life cleanup. So that's that reassessment, letting go of those old things. Gwen, they didn't make me happy. They didn't bring me joy, but they do. So I'm separating those out and I'm purging things out of my life, starting with beliefs in our heart and then emotions that can follow. All right. So that's what we have for number one, Brenda. And then number two, thank you for your additional donation. You'd like a general in money for the weekend. All right. So let's take a look here what the spirit wants you to know about Mula 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 for this weekend. And they want that one and that one. Okay. So you've got here on the bottom of the deck, you have the World card, which is success, victory, ready for movement to a new level too. And it's basically letting go of old cycles and old ways of thinking and moving into new ways. Let's take a look here. You've got two card, one card, two card that came out. And yeah, here you have. You've got the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles. So abundance, growth, but there's also this, the emperor feels like divine masculine energy. And of course, the Queen of Pentacles is divine feminine. And the combination of these two is like, it's almost like there's this battle going on between belief systems around, well, a divine feminine is supposed to receive and the divine masculine is supposed to give. And it's like, no, you can be both. You can be this balance of divine masculine, divine feminine, which is like Empress energy. Let's see what the middle is that takes you in here. Yeah, the magician. So, what bridges this? I feel like there's that old way of thinking. This is the divine masculine energy of putting forth the energy, putting forth effort. And this would also represent like manifestation. Wherever the magician points the wand is what grows and expands. And I feel like they're saying here that if there's a limiting belief in your mind about roles, like, well, um, the masculine is supposed to do the bread keeping and the woman is supposed to do, whatever roles. We're given all sorts of ideas growing up. Even if it's bouncing there below the surface, we can look at that and go, no, I can receive, receive, receive. And this magician is, if I focus on something, it's what I draw to me. So I'm focusing on lack and focusing on, like, I want more money. Then my energy is wanting, not having, it's wanting. So it's going to push away that. If I feel like I'm missing something, then I'm telling, my energy is telling the universe, I enjoy missing money. So can you push it further away? Or fear, if I fear I'm not going to have enough, or fear, then I draw that to me, right? Or I hate something. And this is changing that energy to gratitude, gratitude, gratitude for what I do have, what have had. And you can ask the creator, said, I'd really like to have more money. So I just feel a little more secure in life. Um, so I trust you. And then you stop asking, 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 and you just start having gratitude, saying, I know you're going to bring in the perfect money and the perfect timing in the perfect way. And I trust I'll always have everything I need in each moment because I can trust you. And there's this energy that happens when we change it from lower to higher. It's like that's what's happening here. And that takes you into the Seven of Cups and the moon. Yeah. A lot of emotion that comes in here too. So, moon energy, paying attention to moon cycles, using new moon wishes. Um, Scorpio, we just had a new moon yesterday. So, there's a lot of energy that can go, you know. We've got this, the moon and the Seven of Cups is a lot of different emotions to choose from, too. And this is like right in with this magician card. It's the mental choices I make in each moment, right? Because every moment is a choice between higher vibration or lower vibration. It's, every moment I make choices with my stories. Is that higher vibration, lower vibration, my thoughts and beliefs, right? Emotions, what am I choosing? That's that second part. The physical choices I make in the outside world, and my energetic, which was the magician. So there is definitely a great opportunity for ending an old cycle based on focusing in on where you're focusing that energy. So great awareness around that. And then let's take a look here and see what your fortune cookie is here regarding wealth this weekend or money. Yeah. So here it is. And look, there's even the person with a magic wand back there. Time to take charge. You're taking a back seat in a relationship or a situation, and it may end up costing you time, money, or opportunity. So you need to step up and regain control once again. So, a great reminder of where you're focusing your energy. If it slips into lack, it's human, it's what we're taught to do. And so we just gently nudge ourselves back into gratitude, and even doing a daily gratitude journal or putting a reminder on your like a little vibrating silent alarm that goes off a few times a day or every waking hour or whatever, come back to gratitude, 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 because the more we focus on it, we draw it to us. If I focus 5 minutes on gratitude and hours on lack, guess what I draw to me? Lack, right? So I like that. It's in your power there. So that is what they have for you, Brenda. Brenda's. Thank you again for your donations. I appreciate those. All right, and then Nova, we are bouncing back to you for your second one there. Thank you for your patience in getting to that here, and thank you for that donation. So, messages from Kurt. What does he want you to know about life and living and going with the flow and whatever else helps, right? All right. Right? Yeah, the music is such a core, um, it's like it's a great way of your clarity, and it just makes you realize why you wanted to be born, right? I like that. Yeah. So it's eventually getting back there when you're ready, right? No pushing, no re-injuring yourself. Yeah. So Kurt says, I don't know if you can read that. Rest. So rest, stop, recharge, self-care. That is the important thing right now. Yeah, it says I guess the symbol back here is the Ogm, maybe OGHM symbol, which is rest, precious soul, recharge. So it says the fairy in the poppy flower. Oh, there's a fairy. I didn't even see that. They're right there in the poppy flower sleeping. So the fairy in the poppy flower shows us that it's time to rest. Only through resting can we recharge. The elementals are urging you to take care of yourself at this time. Taking time out to rest is not wasting time. Taking time out to rest is a necessity in order to manage your time better by not becoming burnt out. Once we reach burnout, it's too late, and then our recovery will take longer. Self care and taking time out is a big lesson for anyone with a lot of motivation or someone who's busy all the time. There is no judgment over what you make your, sorry, there is no judgment over what you make yourself busy with and what motivates you. The issue here is not putting yourself on your priority list. Listen to that. The issue here is of you not putting yourself on your priority list. Your health and well being is of high priority here. If you feel guilty taking a nap or watching a bit of TV, then this card is definitely for you. Well, I mean, obviously, Kurt is telling you you need to rest. The elementals understand that our reality is extremely fast paced and full of burden. So, their message here is to find small amounts of time regularly where you give yourself a moment to rest and have moments of solitude. Could be 5 minutes of just being after you wake up, where you sit with your eyes closed and be present in the moment. Allow yourself to relax and start your day calm. You may like to do something creative before or after work, or perhaps sit under a tree in your break. It is up to you to make this a priority. We have all heard the saying, you can't drink from an empty cup. It is up to you to fill your own cup because no one else will do it for you. It is our lesson to learn our own limits and know when we are reaching them. There's an important lesson to show our children and others also. Everyone learns through our actions. Teach them it is important to play and have quiet times, to be outside and to get away from all the tech screens. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, rest and recharging and self care are important. So, you're allowing yourself to rest, but if you're like, I think you said you didn't go to your doctor's appointment and you're stretching your arm and hurting it, and that it's like that's not self-care. That's, almost abusing yourself in a way. It's like put your self-care at a priority is what I feel like he's really, saying here. Yeah, eating, drinking, resting, but you know, going to all your appointments, reaching out when you're not feeling good to your doctor. Don't, sit in silence and suffer. Um, and I mean, like I said, there's no judgment in it, um, but just realize you don't have to, right? And so you ask Kurt, what can I do? And he's like, um, you know, take care of yourself, make yourself a priority. And you got break free for your fortune cookie, which says you're being asked to break free from the tribe in order to live your authentic life. This isn't easy, but it's very necessary if you're going to share your true self with others. Be brave, be real, be you, and trust that those who love you will always be there for you. And of course, Kurt's saying, that's us. We love you and we're always there for you. So, you know, don't um, be afraid or what's that old don't you forget about me. That's what they're singing there, and it's a joke mainly because 'cause they're like, "We'll remind you that we're here, but don't forget that we're here for you and we love you, so don't feel like you can't reach out to them either." So, yeah. So be gentle with yourself. Right? So that's what they have for you. Rest and relax and recharge. Take care of you is Kurt's message. All right. And then up next, we have Holly, and then we'll jump over to Maria. And then we are back. We'll have Patty, Star Ruby, and then Patty, and Kelly and Kelly. All right. So, Holly, thank you so much for your donation. I'm really close to this microphone. Sorry if that's loud. All right. So, so my computer is, I need to bring my computer in closer or expand it or wear glasses. No. I really am nearsighted. All right. So let's take a look here and see here, Holly, your future with Chris based on current energies. What is your future with Chris? Whoa. Simmer down. All right. So we got two, and one. All right. So we do have the Knight of Wands coming in, which is the fastest moving horse. A lot of passion, a lot of energetic movement. So it seems like there's a lot of fire that's going to exist around your relationship based on current energies. And let's see what that means here. That's the bottom of the deck. You've got two cards, and one card. So let's take a look here. All right. Feels like once someone in the relationship here moves beyond the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets with the Eight of Swords, these thoughts that have made them feel limited and small and trapped and restricted, once that movement of mindset starts changing, and I feel like with it has to do with the Five of Pentacles here, which are these beliefs of lack that were formed from early in life, about being left behind, being left out in the cold, abandonment, not having enough. So if that's, this out of balance giving and receiving, where maybe one of you or both of you have this leftover out of balance giving and receiving rate of exchange where you feel you have to give so much to get so little. This is what's kind of holding things back. And it's kind of one of my it's like the precursor to the awareness of codependency of the past, right? Where we realize, you know what? I kind of was an enabler. I'm a recovering enabler. It's like alcoholism. Once you have that in you from growing up, you have a tendency to want to overdo things and feel you have to do this to get this. And it's like remembering and readjusting, bringing it from 1,000 to 1 down to 1 to 1. So I feel like there's some of that there that just has to be overcome. And like you said, it could be one of you or both of you that's has to happen. But it does move forward here. Yeah, because here's the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Swords are the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. It's facing the fears we have around fullness of outside world, which includes relationships. Usually, the 10 of Pentacles has two people with a dog and a child and an old man in a wheelchair, meaning ancestors or grandparents and legacy. And there's the palace and the money. It's all the outside world stuff. But it's one of my relationship cards. So once we get past these thoughts and these beliefs about lack and kind of letting more and more expectations go on what a relationship is supposed to be, because when we have this long list that we've are given when we're growing up about who they're supposed to be and how I'm supposed to be and how the relationship is supposed to be, we spend all our time judging each other and the relationship and ourselves about falling short and that it's not we focus on the lack of stuff, and that just sucks the life out of a relationship. But if we focus our energy on with we get rid of expectations and we start enjoying it as an adventure and start having gratitude for what I'm bringing into the relationship, what the relationship is, who they are, then we have abundance instead of lack, and that changes the relationship. So it does feel like, there is fast movement, a lot of energy and fire coming in, but I feel like this fire is purifying things. And if you have, all you can deal with is your inner conflict on these thoughts and beliefs you have, and they can only do their own. But I feel like this is what helps it move forward faster and faster as things spark and the fire burns. It's like purification of gold. When you fire it at a deep heat, the dross or the impurities of the gold float to the top. They scoop it off. They turn up the heat more. More impurities come up. They scoop it off and uh, they turn it up and then more. And it's like this. The gold becomes finer and finer and finer and more precious. And I like that it's what we're not going to meet someone that just, oh my god, it's perfect and there we go. There's always beliefs and mindsets that every human has that are contradictory or not healthy for a relationship, and then we work through those. So I like that. And then you end up with the 8 of Wands. So here, you had the Knight of Wands on the bottom, you have the 8 of Wands, which is a lot of fiery movement of energy. So it feels like there's a lot of passion that moves forward here. Oh, very cool. And it could be them too. You know, I felt like when I was saying it's one of you, which I'm like, it's them, or both of you, wink, wink. So I feel like they have it too. So I like that. And let's see what your fortune cookie is here. What else do they want here? But I like realizing it's it brings passion, it brings a lot of energetic attraction. Yeah, it's getting beyond these. This is like the 7 of Swords, which is getting beyond, these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, which is you're not seeing the entire picture of a person or a situation, maybe purposefully withheld from you. I don't think that, or you may be choosing to look the other way or betray yourself in some way. It's time to gain clarity. So that is that what thoughts and beliefs do I have that are deceiving me? And it's projection, right? And I like this transformation though. So I like that, Holly. I know it feels like it's not all, roses have thorns too, but it's worth, experiencing them. We just put on gloves, right? Yeah, absolutely. So thank you again for your donation. I love that for you. Hey, Brenda, I did. I didn't see, I hadn't scrolled up far enough, and I thought Nova was first, so I did one of hers. And then I did both of yours, and then Nova's and Holly's. So yours are like a couple before. So if you go to the beginning and you're like, okay, that's Nova, let me jump past her first one, then both of yours are there. So thank you again for your donations. All right. And then, all right. And then we have here, so we have Maria via the PayPal. So we'll jump over there and then we'll come back and continue with Patty. All right. You are very welcome. Thank you. Take a sip here. All right. So, Maria, thank you for your donation for today's Days of Our Lives, Saturday morning edition. So, let's take a look here. So, what are Walter's feelings and thoughts? Let's take a look here at, feelings. All right. Boom, boom, boom. And thoughts. Looks like he's in his heart today instead of his head. Well, we'll see what comes in here. What is he up to this weekend? Okay. Okay, one card for that. And then any updates on him making the move and leaving the place where he stays. Okay. And then are you the only woman he likes and wants to be with? All right, let's take a look here. All right. So, feelings towards you today. Let's take a look here. Oh, boo, 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 boom. Okay. So we have the Ace of Cups. So that's, um, self-love and love and we've got the Justice card coming in here along with it, which the Justice card is about, you know, their mind working things out and seeing things from a different perspective and seeing the love that you guys have is different. And the Nine of Pentacles, which is about being by themselves. I think we got a similar uh message around Nine of Pentacles. That's, the hermit's journey, wanting to be alone in the outside world, before they move into new love with the Ace of Cups. So they're working out and balancing things out, going on there. And that makes sense. So they're really in this, I gotta get things figured out. I gotta get things figured out. Um, oh, but thoughts, they have the Two of Cups, so they are thinking about relationship and how important your relationship is. So they really are trying to do what's right, and they don't. I just feel like they're this type of person who doesn't do things half. So I guess half-assed. Like I think I can say that on YouTube. They're like, no, I want to be able to, if I'm going to move into a relationship, then I'm going to be fully emotionally available, physically available, with no complications or any drama. I want to be free of all this so that it's a fresh start, not a. And we talked about that before, where it's like moving from a mud pit into a pool. They don't want to bring all that mud into the pool and muddy the pool. They want to go and shower off and clean off and then go into the pool. So none of that comes with them, if that makes sense. So I like that. And then what is he up to this weekend? Yeah, the magician, he's working his magic. A lot of intention, a lot of focusing their energy on trying to get things done. So it feels like a very, very busy weekend full of a lot of errands, a lot of they probably have parties to go to, with Halloween and celebrations with family and or whatever. But very much they have purpose and they have a lot of intent to get things done, but a lot of activity and a lot of movement going on. So it just feels like a very full. I just feel like tired just thinking about it, feeling their energy. I'm like, gosh, I want to take a nap. So that's what's coming in. And then any updates on him making the move and leaving where he stays? Yeah, look at this. We got Knight of Swords and Page of Swords. So clarity, movement of thought and thinking. So a lot of planning, a lot of stuff coming together with this. So it feels more mental than it does physical, which makes sense. I feel like they've got a lot of stuff that's going on with the magician card, but they definitely are working things out in their head and communicating a lot too regarding it. So there's a lot of talk about it and thinking and planning around it too. A lot of clarity, like I said, coming in with it. So I like that. He said he's so tired. I know. Maybe that's what I'm feeling. He's like, "Oh, I got so much to do, but I'm tired." Yeah. And then, are you the only woman he likes and wants to be with? Yeah, we got the judgment card here, which is their higher self calling them to this higher place. And it's interesting here with the two X's of judgment. They're like, it's enough. I feel like they're like, why, you know, um, one at a time is enough. Why would you want to? Um, yeah, so he doesn't like and want to be with anyone else. He's just trying to, get past. I think like this is his second ex. He's like, I just want to get past them. I'm, you know, not that he thinks, poorly of women or anything. He's just like, how do people have more than one, you know, person? One is enough. One is can almost be exhausting. How do you have time for life and a partner and anything else? They're like, "Oh my gosh, how's this possible?" That's funny. All right, and let's see what your fortune cookie is here. All right. Yeah, we got wisdom. So you've been here before and you know what to do, yet you fear disappointing others. The wise choice may not be the popular choice, but choose for the highest good in the situation. This is what I feel like this is the message to him, right? He's been through this before. He knows what to do, yet he fears disappointing others. That's why he's trying to with all these thoughts trying to make everyone happy in the departure, but the wise choice may not be the popular choice. So he is being nudged to choose for the highest good in the situation. And so he doesn't want to leave someone high and dry and say, sorry, you're the one on the lease, suck it up, or whatever. And you just have to do with it. Too bad they're trying to do it right. Right. So I like that. It's honorable. And because how someone treats others, why would we think they would treat us any differently in a similar situation? That's like when people are like, people who are married and they end up cheating on their spouse with this person, they end up divorcing them and marrying them. And then this person gets cheated on by them. And they're like, why would you think they'd be different? I was special. It's like, no, that is a pattern in that person kind of thing, right? So that's interesting. Yeah. So I like that. So that's what they have for you, Maria. Thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that. Yep. He wants to do things right and honorable, and that's what we want. because we would want them to be the same to us. So it's like, yeah, do the right thing. And otherwise, if they were treating their ex poorly and screwing them over, you'd be like, oh, there may be me in the future. All right. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Absolutely. Thank you again for your consistent donations and allowing us to be part of the days of your lives. All right. So, and then up next, so we have Patty, number one for Patty, and then we'll go to Star Ruby. Then we have a couple more for Patty, and then two for Kelly, and then Supernova will zero back around to you. Dave Sturgis, yeah, yeah. You had a donation last night, right? So I did complete that, all donations. So that was completed um in last night's. Yep. All right. So Patty, thank you so much. Let me give your first donation a love and a like since it lets me. And you want to know, you saw a rental property yesterday but could not get yourself to commit. Are you making a mistake? Will you find something better soon? All right. Let's take a look here and see. Is it for your highest to go for that rental that you saw? And is there anything else better out there? Let's see what they say to that here, right? Okay. So you have the Hierophant, which is to, like, it's like a higher self drawing us to see things from a capital T truth and clarity. The bottom of the deck, you have the Full card too, and the Page of Cups, which tells me that there's something else out there that would make you more happy. Let me see what else they have here. Yeah, I get the Seven of Cups. Again, emotional choices, emotional confusion, but there's like other choices that are out there. That's what the Seven of Cups can represent too. And yeah, you have the Six of Swords and Seven of Pentacles. So Seven of Pentacles is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree, is the fruit. And the Six of Swords is a movement card. So there is something that will come here for you. Um, and I feel like that because there's a second meaning to the Seven of Pentacles, which is, if you it's like if you planted something and the fruit started to grow and you're like, oh, is this what I wanted? No, this isn't what I wanted, and we change our minds. If you chose that place, you would end up wanting to get out of it. Um, and so I feel like you following your gut in that it spared you something. So I don't feel like you made a mistake. I feel like your spidey sense was going off, going, "Ugh, something's wrong here," and you were right to trust that. And something else will come here. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here. Yeah, so forgiveness. Let be gentle with yourself, because it says withholding forgiveness only hurts you and prolongs the pain. It's time to forgive someone or maybe even yourself so you can stay on the path of your highest potential. I like that. So they're like, yeah, don't beat yourself up. Realize, you know what? I can trust my gut. And I'm like, I couldn't get myself to commit because something was holding me back. So trust that, because you are moving on your path to higher potential. So I like that. So boom, boom, boom. So that's what they have for your first one there, Patty. And we'll be back for your other two here in a moment. But we're going to jump over to Star Ruby next. So, Star Ruby, thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like since it lets me. And you went to a description of your next romantic partner, and maybe a month we meet or reunite. All right, let's take a look here. And see what they'll give us here. I feel like I want to get nosy first around Do you know them already? Let's take a look here. Do you know them already? Now you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is more of the Hermit. So I don't feel like you know them yet. So it's not going to be a reuniting of with someone. This is going to be meeting someone brand new. Can you give us a month since I'm on the subject of that? Is there a month you like to tell us about? Okay. All right. So there's really a range in the meeting here because you got the Five of Swords and the King of Cups. King of Cups is like our idea of an ideal partner, and the Five of Swords is this battle that's going on between your head and your heart. And they're saying here, it could be, in this month of November, or it could be a whole year from now, depending on the battle that rages within. And, it's like, okay, so we've got, a long list of who we think someone is supposed to be, should be, how we're supposed to be, who we're supposed to be. It's the working out because that's the mind that has this long list, and the heart is going, oh no, my high heart knows what it wants, but the mind is going, no, 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 that's not what you want. And so it does feel like there's this, battle that's going on between the two. Let's see here what comes forward on the description of your next romantic partner, and we'll see here if how your mind and your heart react to it. So I love that they want to um, bring that in. Wow, they're giving you a lot of different cards here. So we'll take a look here and see as we um, bring these up, kind of sit with your eyes closed if you could and see what's triggering in your mind and what's triggering in your heart, because that's where the battle is. And go, okay, is this something my brain is thinking I'm supposed to want, or is it something my heart knows that it wants, right? Bottom of the deck, you do have the Knight of Cups. So here's the romantic. This is the love, the movement of love. So they are confirming that with the bottom of the deck, going, yes, this is about love, but what moves in your heart versus what moves in your head. So, the first two cards coming out, yeah. So you got the Four of Wands and the Page of Wands. So there is marriage, and there is this energetic and physical attraction that comes in here. So they're saying here that you will, um, this is a celebration too. The Four of Wands. So it means marriage, but it also can mean like where you meet them and where the spark happens is at a gathering where, if you're invited to go to a wedding, a celebration, a dinner party, something where there's a gathering and celebration, I would accept as many as you can, because that's where you meet them. And so I feel like it's going to be like a friend of a friend, like someone that you don't know, um, or an acquaintance, because they're invited to it too. And that's where you're like, like most everyone else, and you're like, they all either dated them or they're not I'm not attracted to them, or they're already taken. And you're like, but who is that? And there's like this spark. I like that. And you got the Four of Swords. There's peace of mind around there. So mentally stable. I like this. Four of Wands, Four of Swords. I feel like when you meet them, it's not like there's this comfort, this stability in it. And I imagine somewhere here there's going to be past life connections because I just feel it bubbling below the surface. And, in fact, I have my past life cards here. I wanna pull this one right here. Yeah. So this makes sense. Here's the knight. So you guys do have a past life connection. They have these loyal romance, chivalry, a love of honor. That's so amazing. I just love spirit. They're like, pull a past life card. That shows that the past life you had, they were a noble knight, and you do have this comfort, this feeling of safety around them when you meet them. You're just like, "I feel too comfortable with you," is what your mind is gonna say, but your heart's going, "I know I feel comfortable around them," and there's this beauty, in it that comes through here. So what else we have here? So yeah, you do have the 6 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. The equal giving and receiving and this sense of joy that comes in here between the 2 of you. So I like that in describing them, they are like a knight in shining armor, very chivalrous, very loyal, very maybe they're even military, it could be, but it's that kind of feeling of a protector, so maybe they're in, law enforcement or FBI, I don't know, depending on where you live, but I feel like they are someone a protector, that's their energy, right? And then you have the Page of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands. Yeah, so there's this change and transformation here. The 5 of Wands is like drama, and the Page of Pentacles is a new opportunity. And I feel like that when you have this meeting, when you meet them at this event, because there's drama around this event, it's if it's like let's say a wedding, and it's all about them, people getting married, of course, and oh, that person's getting drunk and look what they did. Oh, there's their ex. There's a lot of stuff going on that, um, there's a lot of activity, but then they want to, and they ask you either, hey, you want to go somewhere quieter after this and go get a cup of coffee, or you plan a date. Like they like want to go, it's so noisy and I really want to get to know you more. Would you be interested in catching, lunch, or dinner, or blah, 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 So I feel like that's what happens here. And again, very chivalrous. Yeah. See, here's the Queen of Cups. This is this underlying energy that comes in. The Queen of Cups is like the high priestess. She's the ruler over cups with the king, but the queens get a second portion of cups, which makes her very connected to her intuition and her being able to go into the subconscious where the Akashic records of past lives are. And that's why it kind of overrides here. The 9 of Swords is our thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and a lot of our expectations and the stuff that just, makes us look at someone and we have this, long list. No, it can't be them because of all these. Again, the brain going boop boop boop. Nope, nope. It has to be this and this. This is it overrides all of the brain, and it allows your heart to go, you know what? I don't care. And it's like in this situation where normally I feel like your mind kind of overrides your heart. In this one, the brain short circuits and it's like all of it's out the window when you meet them because of this energy, especially of this, past life energies below the surface. Yeah. And I love this. So you got the Hierophant and the Empress. So the Empress is sensuality, it's birth of new things. The Hierophant is like our higher self calling us to see the capital T truths, um, and the clarity around things. And so there is this beautiful awareness. There's even like this teacher schooling student kind of energy with the Hierophant Taurus energy. And the Empress is a good balance between masculine and feminine, but I'm really getting zeroed on the Hierophant here, which would be um like so they could be a teacher, a student, but very much clarity. A lot of clarity comes in fast, and you see things from that higher perspective, not in your brain. So I love that your brain kind of short circuits through it all because the knight in shining armor, it just, you're I would say infatuated. I'm trying to think of a good word where mesmerized. You're just like, you can't be real. So I love that. Let's see what your fortune cookie says here too. Yeah. And so here we go, releasing attachments. There's something you need to let go of, right? It's either a limiting belief in untruth or negative behavior. It's holding you back and keeping you from stepping in to your true potential and happiness. So that's that mind, that long list of things that's what can be released. And then you get to, you know, experience this person who's like, wow. So I love that. All right. So that is what they have for you, Star Ruby. I know. I'm excited for you. So there you go. Many blessings. Hey, Shanji. Shout out to one of my other YouTube channel members. Good to see you. All right. Then we are. So we have a couple for Patty. Coming back to those. And then we have a couple for Kelly. And then back to Nova. That's where we're at on donations right now. All right. So, Patty, let's give your second donation here. A love and a like there. And you want to know, what can you expect next week with the director coming to visit your branch? All right, let's take a look here. El Director. Let's see what we have here. Okay. That one too. Okay. All right. Well, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles, which the Page of Pentacles is a good card of new abundance, new opportunities that open up in the outside world. So I do feel like you get this feeling of, I don't want to say hope, because that's more of an emotional card, but it just feels like, wow, it feels like a great experience because it feels like something new is triggered in the outside world because of the visit. And I like that. Let's see what else is coming in here. Yeah, got the King of Swords. So higher communication, a lot of mental activity that comes in here. So a lot of communication, a lot of, like I said, just mental clarity that comes in through the visit here. And I feel like they give some good direction. And I feel like maybe even you're inspired in some way to pursue more, I want to say education, but more knowledge, um, just in general around business, around yourself, around whatever. It just feels like your mind is just stimulated and encouraged and ignited because of the visit here. So, what else we have here? Yeah, the Eight of Cups. So, there is this letting go of some old emotion, this release of also the energy that you're investing in certain relationships and certain emotions. It's what happens when you're ready to move forward to the Nine of Cups, which is like emotional dreams come true. So there is some release of some stuff. And I feel like this comes from that clarity from the director. And you realize either I want to be that someday and I'm going to go get my master's, or, I'm going to leave behind this old ways and my old feelings around, I feel like there's some healing that happens. And it could be like, if you had any altercations with people at work, you see them in a different light in the interactions that happen with the director, and you're realizing, oh wow, they're not as courageous as I thought they were, and now it makes sense why they react the way they do, because I see how they're trying to please them, and you kind of pick up on that energy that you're having. So I feel like you kind of transform some feelings you have with some people next week, if that makes sense. And then you have three cards. Let's see what comes in here, because it leads to, okay. Yeah. So you've got here, yeah, you got the Justice card, which does, bring in a lot like the King of Swords. They have the Ace of Swords, the little sisk or whatever that is, the thing in their hands there. But that is that it brings in a lot of clarity. You see things from a higher perspective. It cuts away some old ways of thinking. And so it does ignite that. Even have the Hierophant, which is capital T truce. Both of these have this energy, including the Judgment card too, which is about seeing things differently um, throughout this next week. You are changing your perspective. You're seeing things from a much higher point of view and cutting away these smaller ways of thinking. I mean, the King of Swords, the Justice card here, Front Judgment, they all have that kind of energy of stepping into a different place and seeing whole new perspectives of the business, of other people, of the director themselves, and you're just like changing a lot of your mindset through all this, and it's positive. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles, which is the slowest moving knight out of them all, but it is movement nonetheless. But I feel like, the Knight of Pentacles is a bit of a pursuit, because they pursue the Ace of Pentacles, which is how we perceive ourselves um, in relationship to the outside world. So I feel like through this visit, you even change how you perceive yourself. And you're looking at changing how you perceive yourself and how others perceive you. Um, and not that people perceive you in a bad way, but I feel like you're like, you know what? If what I want to do for me is this and this and this. And that will change how people, like, let's say, just going back to getting a master's, because it's like, oh, this is something that they really, to get to that level, they really want you to have a master's in business or whatever. You're like, I can see how that would change my feelings about me, but also that would change their perception of me. It's that kind of review. Yeah, and then you have protect. Dun, 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 is your fortune cookie, which says you're being asked to protect yourself and your energy. It's okay to want to give to others, which you do effortlessly, but it's important, though, you set healthy boundaries with your energy before doing so. Now is the time to get some protection in place. I like that. It's you know, don't overgive yourself, balance that. Allow yourself to have a boundary of energy that you give to you. Fill you up first and then let it overflow out. So don't, like, if there's an opportunity that comes up, if it's self-sacrificial, no. You know, it's like allow yourself to go, well, I don't mind doing this, but if I'm going to do that, I really need a promotion. You know what I'm saying? So I like that for you. All right. So that is what they have for you, Patty. So many blessings to you. That was for your second one. And then your third one, let's give that a love and a like as well. And we'll get into the finance readings here. And for anyone new coming in, I'm currently working on donations. Those get first priority, and I dive deeper into those. And then I move on to my YouTube channel members, whose names are in green with their the little badge. It's going to be on for about 45 more minutes. And so if you want to make sure I get to your reading in this session, you can make a donation of any amount, either using the little super chat at the bottom or in the description box of the video. I do have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. And whatever dollar amount you're able to give from your heart is the perfect amount. Or you can become one of my YouTube channel members. My Zen Cricket is $2.99 a month, and my Praying Mantis is $7.99 a month. Gives you priority in these. I always make sure to complete all of their readings. And then also we have special sessions on Wednesdays. There's a 2-hour evening session just for my YouTube channel members. For my Praying Mantis, there's an additional 2 hours on Thursdays, and then Friday, Saturday night sessions, and my Sunday afternoon session as well. So if you're interested, there's links down below for that too. All right. And otherwise, the free readings that I don't get to, I used to come back on to finish all free readings, but when I got the plague in August, Spirit had a good, gentle talk with me about balance. And so Sundays are the only day that whatever I don't complete in Sunday morning session, after I go spend an hour with my praying mantis session and eat, I do come back to finish out all. But on Fridays and Saturdays, the only ones I make sure that I complete at some time during the day is the donations and my YouTube channel members. I try to get to as many as I can, but sometimes I don't get too many. Sometimes I don't get to any of those, but I try. That's why Sundays, at least, that you can come in on Sundays and we'll make sure to get a message for you. All right. So that's a little blurb. So we'll continue now. So Patty, finance reading. All right. So let's focus in on Patty's finance. What does Spirit want you to know? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, it feels here like there's this, you got the bottom of the deck, you have a death and rebirth coming in here, which is, we're in Scorpio Pluto energy right now, both with the new moon and Scorpio season. So with the Scorpio sun, there's a lot of transformation, a lot of movement and change. It's funny because you've got what came out is 2 cards, 1 card, 3 cards. So it's like things were out of order. It's like there was this progression up to, we leaped over number 1 to number 2, but there was this movement back to number 1, but then it's going to leap up to number 3. So we'll see what this is about here, but there's this death and this rebirth that's coming in here regarding your finances. Yeah, you got the 4 of cups, the 10 of cups. So there's joy and stability coming in here with the 4 of cups, emotional stability and overwhelming feelings. The 9 of cups is like a wish fulfillment. 10 of cups is like, wow, I'm so filling up, I'm overflowing. So it's a good sign that whatever this is, it's a change and a birthing for the better. Yeah. And you have the 2 of swords. 2 of swords is about mental choice and beliefs and standing at, a fork in a road and needing to make a decision. But this also is about like stories. What story is running up here, right? When I'm looking at finances and, we have 2 choices. I can think of a higher vibrational way of looking at finances and have stories of abundance, stories of gratitude, stories of, thankfulness, right? Or I can have a story of lack and a story of I don't have enough and what does this mean to me, right? There's this great I was reading one of my oracle cards from the blind spot this morning, and you can ask yourself some questions like what um, when you're looking at finances and we think, oh, that's bad, why would that be a bad thing? What story's up here, right? And what would it mean if that little mindset, what if that were true? What does that mean, right? And then you can ask yourself, what would I rather believe? And what emotional payoff is there to keep an old belief or to bring on a new belief around finances? Especially around gratitude. It's like, you know what? I'm so grateful. I used to be like super motivated by money when I was in corporate life and I'd like strive for bonuses and promotions and all that stuff and then I would get him meets expectations or whatever, and then I would back off, focus on enjoying my job, and have gratitude with the amount of money I was making. I'm like, I'm making enough. My bills are paid. Yeah, I'm not becoming a millionaire overnight, but I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And when I did that, doing a fourth of the work, because I wasn't striving so much for the money and the promotion and defining myself by all that, because this mindset changed suddenly all of this promotions and bonuses and raises all came in with doing a fourth of the work. And I'm like, how does that work? But it has to do with our energy. If I'm pursuing something and defining myself by it, I push it further away. When I release it and I define myself by the joy that I'm having, which the 10 of cups, then abundance flows in, right? So there's this crossroad that's here. Yeah. Yeah, and here it goes. Here's this, you got the Justice card again, which is all about seeing things from a higher perspective. Here's the 5 of Pentacles, which is the belief in lack and not having enough, and the Fool card, which is the beginning of a new cycle, a new adventure, free of expectation. So that goes in alignment with all of this. You do have the possibilities of abundance coming in, but when abundance is the goal and we don't focus on the gratitude for what we have, we just push it further away. Our energy pushes it away because it has this energy of want and need and fear of not having enough. And when we our energy focuses on that, that pushes the thing away. But when we're focusing on sitting in this moment, grateful for everything we have and all the stuff we have had, then that just multiplies it as well. So I like that. All right. So that's what they have for that, Patty. And then your fortune cookie regarding finances is, yeah, follow your passion. Not don't follow the money, follow the passion. If there's something that excites and motivates you, it's a message from your Akashic record that it can lead to your abundance. Don't silence it. So that's exactly what we're talking about. I love it. All right. So that's what they have for you, Patty. So many blessings to you. All right. Hey, Nelia. Good to see you. Shout out to another one of my YouTube channel members. You like my shirt? It's in honor of Day of the Dead, day 2. So I'm glad you like it. It's one of my favorites. All right. So up next, we've got 2 from Kelly. So, Kelly, thank you for your donations. Let's give that one a love and a like there. So your first one is, what must you do now? All right, let's take a sip here. All right. What must you do now? There really are no musts, you know, um, when it comes to humanity and life. That's a human construct of supposed to be and should be and must do and must be and all that fun stuff. Um, they very much are open to like there's no wrong choice, there's just different choices with different outcomes, different experiences, and there's no judgment on from the other side. So when we go, what's better, and they're like, well, they're really, it's like one, they're like, well, that's like orange juice, that's gonna taste like orange juice, and oranges and this and that. So, you can have that, but, and then, if you drink, let's say Gatorade, that's gonna taste like that. Different tastes. What do you prefer? And I like that because there's this, clarity that comes in there. So I like that. But let's see, when we ask them for advice, well, what's for my highest experience? What's gonna bring me the greatest uh, sometimes we'll focus in on what's going to bring me the greatest joy or what's going to bring me the biggest growth. It depends on what we're wanting in the moment. And I feel like that's why they've given you um, two cards, and then one card in the end. Um, I feel like there's like, well, if you do this, you can have that. If you do this, you can have that. And a kind of information. Bottom of the deck, we do have the High Priestess. And they're like, I like that. When you don't know what to do, and what the high priestess does, she steps back away from the chaos. She goes into her high priestess temple, connects to spirit, steps back and looks into the veil, dives deep into emotions, and that's where the hidden is revealed. And I like there also it's your heart knows the way, follow your heart, follow your gut. Um, what what keeps us from doing that is the fear where our brain gets in the way because there's this fear that we're going to choose the wrong choice. When we realize there is no wrong choice, then we can sit and go, well, what do I want then? Like, exactly. Well, like, creator, what do you want from me? And they're like, what do you want? And it's like a little kid choosing a flavor of ice cream. I don't know. What do you want from me? And they're like, I don't have to eat the ice cream cone. What do you want to eat? I'm going to try a piece of it. I'm going to, the creator's going to go because the creator experiences life through us. Like, I'm going to take a bite of your ice cream cone, but you have to eat the rest of it. So, what flavor do you want? I want to try all flavors. So, I will try whatever you get. And that's kind of where we're at. That's funny. I never had that example before. So, so that is cool. So, up first, one of your choices here, you got the 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups is like childhood dreams on with the 10 of Pentacles of what would make my life feel full. So we have like our heart, our childhood dreams that were squashed, right? Like I want to be an astronaut and then or, I want to be in music or an artist or whatever and our parents were, out of fear. Oh, let's have that be a hobby. We need to have something more reasonable and secure where you're gonna have steady income. Because they were like, "I'm not gonna take care of you the rest of your life. You need to find a vocation that you're gonna take care of yourself and me later in life." Right? So, I feel like this is one thing is like, what must you do now? One thing is return to your childhood dream of what you feel would make your life feel full and investigate that. The other thing you can do, yeah, 4 of Swords. You have the Empress create, um, get away from all the thoughts and belief. Both of these cards together, the 4 of Swords being peace of mind and letting go of expectations and coming back to this solid place. Both of these are, the Empress is she and the Major Arcana comes before the Emperor and the Hierophant, who are all about rules and and so both of these cards are about the world is your oyster. Anything is possible. What do you want to do? What must you do? Nothing. What would you like to do? Huh. There is no limit to it. And this is with this Empress. You can create what you want for your life. You just, with that 4 of Swords, normally you'll see the 4 of Swords, someone's like laying down, sleeping on the Ace of Swords, and you have 3 swords on the wall. The 3 swords on the wall are expectations of the world rooted in fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, blah, 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 right? It's all opinion. And it's getting outside of all that opinion and resting our mind and the Empress really, she rules over all the queens, and all the queens get a portion of cups, including the Queen of Cups, which gets an extra cup. So there's 5 parts emotion and cups, 1 part earth, 1 part fire, 1 part air. So it's a lot of emotion. Follow your heart. Where would it take you if you stepped out of your head and followed your heart, right? Yeah, the 5 of Pentacles, overcoming the, you know, fear of not having enough, the belief of lack, these old ripples of abandonment, feeling left behind out in the cold, and um, letting go of or transforming is a good word. These beliefs of lack and not having enough that are determining where your um, what must I do? Kind of going back to the we talked about in the beginning where parents were like, you need to make enough to take care of you and me later in life. So you need to get a job that makes a lot of money, you know, and when that becomes our drive, that's all from our mind, not from our heart. Whoops, knocking my microphone around. And we get in our mindset all the things that have to happen and we have to have like before I started doing what I do now when I was in corporate life, I had the condo, I had the truck, I had all this money in the bank and manager supervisor positions and trying to do things and doing it all, but it felt empty. And when COVID hit in 2020, I was like, what am I waiting for to live my dream to die? And that's when I decided to leave corporate life and pursue spirit, what my passion is, which is communicating messages from spirit. But It's like, what brings you joy? What brings your heart full, right? So I feel like that's what you need to know right now. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here. Yeah. And just see it through. So it's you don't always finish what you start and then talk badly to yourself because of it. Break the karmic pattern by seeing a project through to the end and then be proud of what you accomplished. This see it through, there's a little bit of a twist which spirit's bringing in here, which is the reason why you would start stuff and not finish it and poop out is because you're living someone else's dream and not your own. When you're living someone else's dream, you wake up going, "Oh crap, I got to go live my dream today." And then, you know, you try, and then when an obstacle comes up, go, "Oh, okay, I tried. See, obstacle. Oh well," you know. But when you're living your dream, you're just living it every moment. You're not waiting to get up to here. It's like all the steps moving towards getting to where we want to, be able to have it where we have income coming in. I don't have to do anything else. Maybe that's a point we try to get to. But it's like, even then, it's every moment that I'm walking toward that is I'm living my dream. You wake up excited. You wake up before your alarm goes off. And I like that. So that's your first message there, Kelly. Hopefully that resonates there for you. And then number 2, thank you for that donation. Let's give that a love and a like. And what you need to hear regarding the progress, of your career and finances. Well, maybe that's ditto what we said for number 1. But let's take a look here and see what else they have here. All right. What else around career and finances? What else? Okay. Yeah. Just to reiterate, and it's always good to get validation. So, adding on to what we've talked about already, you got the bottom of the deck, you have the 3 of Pentacles, which is about being true to your authentic self, creating something from you. And even below that, you've got the Moon card, which is about, a lot of hidden and it's a lot of emotion, kind of living your heart. What's below the surface? What aren't you letting out? You also have the 8 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, which can represent going back to school or learning something, the apprentice becoming the master. So there is this energy, of if it's something that you really, really want to do, like let's say, I really want to be a nurse or a doctor, and you're like, or a counselor or something. You're like, God, but the schooling, I'm gonna poke my eye out having to go through all the schooling. Well, we think that way because we think of the thousand steps to get to that. But when we bring it back to, but each day that I'm in class or each time I'm reading a chapter, I'm learning about what I love to do. And so it's like I'm living my dream and I can enjoy the journey to get to that point. I don't have to like, ugh, I can be happy when I can be happy right now and in loving what I'm doing. So I love this that if it's something that does require certification or extra study, it's very supported with all that too. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Yeah, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Patience, the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. The Knight of Pentacles is in pursuit of the Pentacles, uh, money and coin. And so it's like realizing when things are going slow towards abundance and it takes time for the outside world to catch up, that it's happening on purpose for it, though. And we learn a lot through that, through the growth and through the period of it. I know when I left in 2020, and a friend of mine who lives in southern Utah said, "Hey, I bought a house. Why don't you come be my roommate for a while?" I'm like, "All right, sounds great." So I saved a lot of money, not paying for a big apartment, and sold my vehicle, and I had sold my condo and all this stuff to where um, I didn't have to have any income coming in for a while. I knew my budget, and I knew when money was going to run out. But spirit was like, I'm like, all right, I got to get my channel up and going. I got to get money coming in. I got to get my spirituality and my spiritual business and all that. And spirit's like, nope, we need you to de decompress from the rat race, from the race for the coin, right? For the cheese, we're going to have to, we want you to break your desire for to be in that rat maze to get the cheese. And so I had a year of where they were like, no, you can learn, you can grow, but we're not going to pursue, you know, income. And I'm like, whoa, what? That was hard for me because I had been driven so long all my life for that, right? But there is this change that I feel is coming in here, if that makes sense. Let's take a look here. Yeah. I just love spirit. So you got the Queen of Cups again. Queen of Cups, well, I don't know if you got her before, but the Queen of Cups is like the high priestess, where it is trusting and following your heart, and the star is your dream come true card. So what is the dream that your heart wants, not what your mind wants your heart wants? And what does that look like? And that takes some time to get out of here, like I said, to get into here, because this gets very loud. And this can get very loud too if we'll give it the space in the microphone. But sometimes we're taught we only give the brain the microphone. We only give them the vote. And but it's like inviting our heart to have a seat at the table where they can both share with us what they're wanting. And then we know what's from our heart, what's from our mind. And you have the Three of Cups. Yeah, joy, celebration. And this is also about spirit coming in here too. Um, we've got this, it's your posse, it's your community, it's your spiritual community too. And especially with the Queen of Cups, if we're not sure and we feel lost, we can ask spirit. They honor our free will and our power of choice, but if we don't, ask them, then they are like, okay, they'll give us, they're behind us, right? Always behind us, always supporting us, but they don't meddle with our lives unless we ask them. Of course, we give them a honeydew list before we come down here. They're always working on that. But while we're a human, we can still ask them, and they'll give us repeating numbers and synchronicities and things kind of just as a little, hey, we're here if you need us for anything. Nothing too small, nothing too big. Just ask, and we can ask them for clarity, ask them for guidance, ask them for revelations too, and they will show it here. So we're not in this journey alone. And there is no wrong choice. We kind of come back to that too, right? You feel like exactly where you are, no income right now, but working on yourself and working on launching business. Yeah. So it's like, trusting that. That's why maybe that why they had me share that, right? Twos and threes and fours. Yeah. I love that. And then you have the Emperor. Yeah. So this is this very Aries, new beginning, powerful energy. The Emperor is about getting out of our head, because the emperor is surrounded by a ton of advisors giving them all this opinion about and advice about life. And we're like, okay, at some point, the emperor goes, thank you for all of your information, everybody. But clear the throne room. I'm going into my chambers. I'm going to make some decisions about my life, my empire. I get to decide. I get to make plans and I get to put energy to go forward. And what helps is that when you realize there's no wrong choice, and it's like, well, I'm going to head off in that direction, and spirit and everyone else is like, yay. Sometimes I'll talk about this analogy or what spirit has shown me where, sometimes we feel like we're in a baby seat in the back seat, and we're kind of taught that, right? And the creator is driving us and the universe is having our life unfold and we're along for the ride, and that's why we're afraid to make a wrong choice and we don't get in trouble. Did I do something? Did I take us off course? And but really what spirit showed me is that it's a giant bus and we're driving the bus. Creator is our co-pilot. They're the ones putting the nav system based on our energy. Our energy is saying this is where I want to go, and they plug it in. They handle their conditioning and the cooling and hitting out the snacks and all that. Um, or the map when we're like, "Hey, is there a Starbucks nearby?" And then they're like, "Yeah, there's one in the next town." You know, they're doing all that for us, guiding us, but we're the one deciding, and then all of our spiritual posse are like a bunch of puppies in the back that are just excited to be along for the ride. And when we look at life that way, and that there's no wrong choice, and that our life, we're driving the bus for our lives, and the creator is there along, they enjoy the adventures, they've been everywhere, they are exist everywhere. There's nowhere they haven't been already. So they're not like, oh God, we got to do this. They're like, where do you want to go? And you're like, I don't know, where do you want to go? And they're like, wherever you want to go. And you're like, but where do you want to go? And then they're like, I don't care. I am gonna enjoy it regardless, so where do you wanna go? You're behind the wheel. And then they get silent, and we're like, "That's no fair. I don't wanna make the wrong choice." And they're like, "There is no wrong choice," right? So I like that kind of that energy that's there. Yeah. And again, you have the King of Wands energy, which is the same energy as the Emperor. So you are in control. You get to decide where the energy gets invested and where we go. And the Sun card, it always ends up in victory and abundance. Just it depends on how we perceive it and the story we put to it, right? That there is no wrong choice, that we come down here to experience life, and every moment we are experiencing life. And so, whatever we focus on is what does grow and expand. And so when I focus on the fears of finances or career and those kind of things, then I grow those things and I take us in that road. It's like, I wonder what lack feels like because I'm fearing lack. My energy is saying, I want to go through the valley of fear and lack. And they're like, all right, it's plugged in, let's go. And you're like, wait. So, there is that freedom that comes in with all of this. And so knowing that I'm always going to have everything I need in this moment. And once I get out of my head, like if I still had a car payment and car insurance and a car upkeep and all that, and a condo with a condo payment and all the utilities and all that stuff, I have to do all of that to have that stuff. But when and I used to have a belief that if you don't have a car, you're a loser. That's what I was taught growing up, right? Everyone was like, "Oh my god, they don't have a car." You know, ostracized. And, but when I'm like and I went to a little small town called Hurricane, which is in the southwest corner of Utah, and, my host, she had a car, and she goes, "Yeah, you don't need a car here." She goes, "You can borrow mine if you need it, because 'cause you're a hermit, you never go out anyway." And then, you know, um, in this case, my current host, one of my best friends here in Colorado Springs, she called me up and said, "I bought a house. I have a whole basement. Why don't you come here and live, and, I don't want you to pay any rent and utilities or whatever." She goes, "I just want you to come live here. It's my gift to the world." And I'm like, What?" And, you just realize that all the stuff I thought I needed, I don't. And it allows me to live the way I do. But it was me letting go of thought and belief around what abundance is, what you're supposed to have, should have, need to have, blah, blah, blah. And when you realize I can let go of all of those things, the creator opens up wide, you know, different opportunities. Because I never would have thought in my wildest dreams that this was possible. And I love that. Yeah. And then you have your fortune cookie is reach out, which says you've isolated yourself and are trying to do everything on your own. It's okay to ask for help. So reach out to ask for support at this time. So ask support of your community, your upper community, but also of your, you know, um, physical human community too. Don't feel like you have to do everything on your own. That was hard for me too. It's hard for me. It was hard for me. I can say now that because my host, she's Sagittarius, she's a big giver, and I was a big giver. I am a big giver, but I'm not an over giver anymore. and she taught me to receive, and I taught her to receive, and so we were great mirrors for each other to do that. Yeah. You know, overgivers feel like if we ask for one thing, we're over asking for help, right? And then we ask a little more and we're like, no, it's interdependence, not codependence. It's interdependence, right? So I love that. All right, so that's what they have for you, Kelly Kelly. So thank you so much for your donations. I appreciate those. All right. And then just to give everyone a heads up where we're at. So I've got donations. I've got Nova and then Gabriella and then Nelia. So those will be my last of my donations. And then I will be heading, if I don't get any other donations, I'll be heading into completing my free readings for my YouTube channel members. You'll see their names in green with badges. And I'm hitting up here on 2 hours. So the other free readings, I won't be able to get to those. So if you do want answers in this session, if you do make a donation of any kind, either by the super chat or in the description box, I have Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, or Square. I'll make sure to complete it in this session. Or if you become one of my YouTube channel members, Zen Cricket is $2.99 a month, and my Praying Mantis is $7.99 a month. And in addition to getting prioritization in these sessions, and I make sure to complete them even on Fridays and Saturdays for those YouTube channel members, and of course donations. Um, you also have Wednesday night 2 hour session for all YouTube channel members. Zen Cricket, that's for Zen Cricket and Praying Mantis. Praying Mantis also gets Thursday night for 2 hours, plus a Friday and Saturday night, an hour after those sessions, and an hour after my Sunday session. So you get all that as well. Sundays is the only day that when I don't complete the free readings in the morning session, after I go spend an hour with my praying mantis and eat, I do come back on and complete all. So if you try Friday night and Saturday morning and Saturday night and I'm not able to get to your free reading, please come back on Sunday. We'll make sure to get a message for you. But because I know not everyone can afford a donation, and there's no set amount for dollar amounts either. Just whatever you're able to give from your heart is perfect. Because I know everyone's finances are different, and cost of living and rates of exchange are all different from all across the world. So I don't look at that. Okay. All right. So that's the skinny on all that. So, Nova, thank you for your additional donation with the red thumbs up here. And I think that was was that number 3? Yep, number 3. There it is. Oops, I bypassed it. Where did it go? Mouse went wild. There it is. So what else would Kurt want you to know? Not sure what he would recommend in caring for yourself and maintaining your overall well-being. Clearly don't know how to manage yourself, but I'm trying. I think it helps. Yep, trying is like half the battle, right? And of course, disclaimer, I'm not a medical licensed professional, and there's a disclaimer in the, the description box of the video, of course, that tarot is designed for entertainment purposes, and for everyone should seek professional assistance to making decisions in your life, and ultimately everyone makes their own decisions, right? So it made, yeah, Holly, I will be doing any of the my YouTube channel members. I always complete them. um yeah, because in the morning here I don't have a praying mantis session to run away to. So not run away to, but run to. So I will complete all donations, and then also any of my YouTube channel members, I'll complete their free readings after I'm done with donations. I won't get to any of the other free readings, and I battle with guilt over that, but I have to. When I had the plague in August, Spirit was like, you got to balance because you're wearing yourself out. And so I guess the um, what is it called when you make a compromise? The compromise we came to is I do it on Sundays, but not the other days. And I used to come on Friday mornings too, but they were like, no, let's balance it out a little more, buddy. All right. So supernova, let's grab here. I feel like these ancient stones, Oracle, are calling out. So Kurt wants to talk to you about self-care. What other ideas he has around it for you. All right. So Kurt, what else do you have? Curdy Pie. What else do you have for Nova? Okay, there it is. Yeah. Find your center. I love this. Stay true to you. Call it to you. Find your center. Let's see what this means here. Whoop, there it was. So, since ancient times, stones have helped humans find their center and their way home through labyrinths and along paths and roads. This card is a call to remember who you truly are and return to it again and again. So, that's talking about realizing that this human character you're playing isn't who you truly are. It's just a character you're playing in this lifetime, but returning to remembering you're a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love, that's the actor behind this character. So remembering who you truly are is what helps you in your, you know, and that's where the centering comes in, is remembering. Okay, and then how do you remember? Well, let's take a look here. We've talked about how I remember. I put post-it notes and messages on mirrors and uh, alarm vibrating silent alarms on my phone, and you create a habit of, like, before I was doing this full time, when I had a corporate job and different things, I would have every morning while I was eating my breakfast and have coffee, I'd pull myself a card to remember who I really am. And then in the evening, I would journal to take me back to remember who I really am. And throughout the day, I'd have these reminders. I'd have stuff on my desk at work and different things where it was always a reminder, something hanging from my mirror of my car. It was always something to remind me of who I was, because we get dragged out into the drama of this character of the outside world that we forget who we really are, right? So the stones are calling you back home to yourself, to go in before looking outside for answers. They're here to help you remember that no one knows what's true for you better than you do, and that the best person you can possibly be is yourself, right? Often, we feel that we need to follow another person's path because they have what we long to have. However, everyone's path is different, and a life is only wasted by walking someone else's. There's no one even remotely like you on this planet. And so there's no one else's path or life that will match your own. And Kurt is calling you to return to your inner truth, to trust your inner voice and just be you. If you've been sidetracked by external things, other things that other people have, it's time to remember who you are and why you came here, and to again and again walk yourself home. If there's something that you long for, take grounded action to get it. But don't walk someone else's way. Call it to you with enthusiasm while walking your own. It will come much more swiftly and last a lot longer if you do. Journey into the heart of the labyrinth at Fairy Glen on Scotland's Isle of Skye, which features on this card. So that's what this little labyrinth is here. Allow each winding path to guide you deeper and deeper. With every step upon these ancient stones, allow yourself to surrender to the whispers of the wisdom within. And the soul inquiry that you can ask yourself is, how am I being called to stay true to me? How am I being called to stay true to me? So I like that. To achieve that, you need to get carbon monoxide poisoning. Oh, not to go to the true self, but to come back to your true expression of yourself. No. But, so I like that, What does he want you to know about caring for yourself and maintaining your overall well-being? You try, but it's about getting out of your human and connecting to your higher self, remembering who you really are, kind of almost separating yourself and realizing this is a character I'm playing, but who am I really? And it helps us kind of put the outside world into put it on the movie screen and realize I'm the projector. And so my trueness is me, but this is that's being projected in the outside world is um, not me. It's just something I'm experiencing, right? So what else Kurt has here for you? Yeah. Soar. And it says, you're being asked to stop dimming your own light, period. It's time for you to come out of the shadows and let your authentic self soar. Fly high, dear one. So there you go. It's about returning to your authentic self. So that's what's coming in. Hey, sun and moon. Happy Day of the Dead to you too. Woohoo. um, I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be on. I've got 2 more donations. And then my YouTube channel members. I'm still taking donations if anyone does want me to complete their um, reading in this session, or to any of my YouTube channel members. I will complete their free readings as well. Yeah, isn't that great? They do love you, Nova. Absolutely. Unconditionally and eternally. You got a great fan base already. All right. So thank you again for your multiple donations. I always greatly appreciate those. I love your journey. You'll see one of these days you're like, woohoo! Your head is tingling. Yeah, beautiful. All right. And then up next, we've got Gabriela Cortez. Thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here because it lets me. And it says, is Moro your lifetime partner, or is it best to move on? Is it time to move on? If they're not, we can be learning something from them too. But let's take a look here. So that's it. Are they your lifetime partner? Let's take a look here. Okay. Well, right off the bat, you got the 10 of Pentacles, which is partnership card. So there is definitely partnership energy here. And let's take a look here about, are they a stepping stone or your lifelong partner? We'll take a look here. Okay. Well, with that, we got the High Priestess and the Knight of Cups. So we do have the movement of emotion and the High Priestess. There is this, the High Priestess is one of my cards of like past life connections and fated kind of soul partner energy coming in here. So, yeah, I mean, it feels like they are a significant partnership in this lifetime for you, bringing in a lot of past life information. So let's see what advice they have here for you. So, you know, Is there movement away from them? Nope. You've got you got the Temperance card, which is patience, and the Sun card is abundance and overflowingness, inner childness. Um, so there is, they're saying it's kind of worth the wait with this Temperance card. It's like, oh my gosh. All right. So let's take a look here since they're basically saying, yeah, they are a significant person, going to learn a lot through it all. It's about sticking with it and allowing, temperance is like alchemy. It's two cups, starts out with a base metal. And as it goes back and forth, there's this magic that happens. Eventually, boom, it turns to gold. That's the Sun card. Eventually, if you wait it out, not really wait it out, but have patience with the process, it will turn to gold. But let's take a look here and see uh, what advice they have here for this journey. Because when we get a patience card, it's happening on purpose for a purpose. Let's see what we got here. Okay, yeah. So, you have the Hierophant on the bottom. This is the teacher student and about our higher self calling us to see things from a higher perspective that brings in capital T truth. You can kind of see this little um that they're making with their hand here. That's as above so below, and bringing in that higher awareness here. And this is the 5 of swords. Is there conflict? 5 of swords shows there's conflict, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's external. But if there's definitely internal conflict between the head and the heart, and the 5 of swords shows us that there's that conflict in one of you, both of you, and it might have been making its way out to the external world, because if you're conflicting in here, you're going to be conflicting in the outside world eventually too. It bubbles its way out and projects itself, right? You do have the 8 of Pentacles. There is transformation and learning and growing that will make its way out to the outside world too. But, there's this energy of on the bottom of the deck with the King of Wands is, yeah, even got the Star card. Wow, look at all this beautiful energy. You've got the death and rebirth, you have the King of Wands, and you have the Star card, which is dreams come true and balance. But one of the big messages coming through here, advice wise, is whatever we focus on is what grows and expands. And so if I'm focusing on, with this 5 of swords, if I'm focusing on my brain with this long list of expectations of who they're supposed to be, who I'm supposed to be, what the relationship is supposed to look like, we focus in on how things are not living up. We're focusing on the lack in them, us, or the relationship, or all of it. And what does that do? When I'm focusing on the lack of it, I grow lack. I grow. If I'm focusing on the conflict, I grow the conflict. So if I'm focusing on the lower vibrational, that's what all expands with all of this, right? But if I have a rebirth and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take my expectations from here to as close to zero as I can. And then what that allows me to do is I can focus on who they are being in the relationship that I am grateful for, who I'm being in this relationship that I'm grateful for, what I'm grateful for in the relationship. So I move from a place of lack to this place of higher vibration. And then who doesn't want to be in a relationship, and who, when we focus in on sincerely what we love about someone, like, hey, um, I love how you never give up on your friends, so and so, and they were going through that and they tried pushing you away, you wouldn't let them, and you saved their life. I'm so grateful for that in you. If you have that kind of sincere appreciation with examples and, detailed, not just, I think you're great. That's hollow. But when you have that meet, wow, who wouldn't want to be in that relationship? And then we give that, and then eventually we receive that too. and we give it to ourselves at least, what am I grateful for that of who I am and what I bring to this relationship? Then that grows, and we instead of focusing on the lack and the conflict, it becomes peace and harmony and gratitude and love and that kind of stuff unfolds. We also, when things are going slow, we have an opportunity to really look at our self-love and our self-worth because we can't give something to someone else that we don't have for ourselves first. So if I don't have self-love, I can't give and receive a whole lot of love to someone else either, right? Let's see what your fortune cookie says here. Hopefully that helps a little bit there. I know, right? Take the high road. Yeah. Not the escape route, but the high road. You're at an impasse with a relationship or situation. It's now time to think bigger, release desired outcomes, and take the most positive course of action. You can't make this up. That's exactly what we were talking about. A higher vibrational. Take the most higher vibrational course of action. Gratitude, joy, laughter, unconditional love. And start with yourself. Give that to you too. All right. So hopefully that helps, Gabriella. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. And then Nelia Maderos, thank you for your donation and the cool emotion emoticon. And so you're having your hair done on Wednesday. Will you like it? How will your experience be? Uh-oh. I'm hearing the Sinead O'Connor song. She's the bald one. Uh-oh, what's gonna happen? I'm just kidding. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I'm just gonna take a quick sip here. All right. So, Nelia, will you like your hairdo? And how will your experience be? Okay. So you have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is a movement of thought and belief and mindset. And I like that. It's like, I feel like when you first get it, I feel like you're doing something new, it feels like, because it's so different. You got one card, two cards, and three cards. So there's this progression that happens. And I feel like at first you're kind of like it feels like it's so different and like you're trying a new style and you're trying to do something. I just want to change it. I'm tired of the same old hairdo. I want to do something different. And at first you're like, because you're so used to seeing yourself in a different way. I feel like it takes a moment for you to adjust the mindset. It takes the moment, a mo it takes your mind a moment to go, "Okay, ooh, wait a minute." After the shock wears off, I feel like you like it. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, the Queen of Swords, the balance between the head and the heart, the Five of Cups, movement of emotion from something lower vibrational to higher vibrational. So it does feel like there's that change. Yeah, have patience with yourself while it's happening because you do have the death card, which is the ending of an old and the beginning of a new. It's definitely that energy, but ultimately it ends with the Six of Wands, which is joy, celebration, victory. So I feel like it'll be a good experience. I feel like you'll just be like, whew, but it's because I feel like you are wanting to do things very differently. Um, so I like that for you. Let's see what your fortune cookie is. All right. Yeah. Again, balance, patience. It says you're putting too much energy into something, creating lack somewhere else. So take action now to correct the situation or risk further imbalance, which could lead to undesired results. So I feel like going in with it, going, all right, excuse me, a balance between your head and your heart. Your head wants to do something, your heart is like wants to do something too, and when it comes in, it's like, "Okay, I know when I first see it, Give me a moment to get over the shock, and then I'm gonna really understand and see it, and you're gonna be like, "I love it," and so you'll end up loving it, but just give yourself balance and patience as you go into it. Okay. Right, so that's what they have for you, Nelia. So many blessings. All right. Okay, we have a couple more donations in here. So thank you so much, Holly, for your additional donation. Let's give that a love and a like. And then Sun and Moon, you'll be up after that. And then if there's no other donations, we'll start into the YouTube channel members. All right. So what does Spirit want you to know right now? I feel like your ancestors are really stepping up and they want to give you this message here. Holly, from the Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle. Ooh. So let's see, what special message do your ancestors? That's part of spirit, but during this time of the veil is very thin, and ancestors are really energized during like October 31st, November 1st, November 2nd, kind of around all that. And so they have here. I love it. Boo Boo, Boo Boo de Fool, which this is card 0, which these relate to the tarot. And this is, of course, is the Fool card, but it's Boo Boo, B-U-B-U, de Fool, possibilities and potential. Excuse me. So I just love that. Boo Boo, hey Boo Boo. Or I do a yogi impression. Hey Boo Boo. Okay. So this is your moment to make a fresh start. Anything can happen. You're being called toward infinite opportunities. Will you rise to the call? Pack light and go for it. Leave behind the unnecessary. Ignore the judgments of others. You're leaping into a new phase. Boo Boo the Fool shows up to remind you of your unlimited potential and the power of taking small risks. This ancestor walks in the energy of optimism and trusting in life. We are all a bit foolish at times. Walk off of the cliff and trust that the net will appear. The ancestry memory has Bubu de Fool is depicted in the colorful, tattered clothing of the Monday ritual clown, an ancient performance dating back to the kingdom of Sagao, now in Mali. The ancestral medicine that's coming in is a gentle reminder not to take yourself or anything else so seriously. Try approaching life with curiosity and joyous expectation. Super cautious, right? Ooh. The shadow aspect of the card says it's easy to get caught up in the voices, the fears, and the stories of others. But now is the time. Now is the time. Um, well, this is the if it was in the shadow aspect. This is where I feel you've been at. You've been in a time of being conservative in your choices and having caution. But now this is that time is to do this. The declaration, I trust that I am unconditionally loved and supported. Wow. I love that. So it's like, all right, a time to step out. I like that they have a black cat instead of a little white dog. Meow, here we go. Boo Boo the Clown. Why are you taking life so seriously? What are you waiting for to live your dream? To die? Let's go. So I love that. I love that for you. So that's from your ancestors. Don't think there was anything else. Yeah. Well, they do have here the star card, which is like your dreams come true, and the 9 of Wands, which is perseverance, persevere in heading towards your dreams. And this is transforming the 5 of Wands from lower vibrational energy that's rooted in fear to higher vibrational energy rooted in gratitude and unconditional love, like the card said, and joy and laughter, not so seriousness. So, you know, what's the worst that can happen? We get so caught up in all that stuff, right? I don't think I gave you I didn't give you your fortune cookie. So let's see what else they have here. Listen. Like that song, listen to the song here in your heart. You're being asked to listen to your inner voice. It's been guiding you to do something or say something, and it's time to act on its wisdom. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Perfect. So I love that. That's what they have for you, Holly. So thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that. And then Sun and Moon, you are up next. So let's give that a love and a like here. You like a deep dive, nosy love reading for November, December. I like it. Let's take a look here. All right. So, a deep dive nosy reading for November and December. November, December. Overall. Okay. Ooh. Spooky. I'm just kidding. I just think it's funny that Sun and Moon, you get the Moon card. I feel like you get this a lot. But you say you have the Moon card, this new moon energy, this that we're having right now with Scorpio. Scorpio, water. It's a water moon. There's a lot of energy underneath that on the bottom. You got the Two of Pentacles. So there is this physical connection. And I love that they have the butterfly on the skull. It just represents commonality in this joining together of like-mindedness. It goes beyond that because it's the physical world of pentacles, and it just feels like um it's I'm trying to think of a better word, but instead of like-minded, it's like life experiences. It's like parallel lives. That's a good word. Thank you, Spirit. It's like you've lived a lot of parallel lives with this individual. Um, and not necessarily, well, we'll see here if you I don't know if you currently have someone in mind, but we'll see here if there is with these cards here. Um but it is like sorry, I didn't mean to hit my microphone, but there's like you've lived a lot of the same life experiences. And so you can relate a lot to each other. It's we both we both grew up Catholic, and we experienced the nuns, and then we both went to public school, and it was a big thing, and we both were in sports, the same kind of sport, and we both had the same kind of hobbies, you know. And so it feels like there's like this, wow, we've the more you talk and the more you interact, the more you realize, wow, we've and you get each other because of the experiences, right? That you guys, of course, didn't they didn't impact you exactly the same. There's different flavors of it all, but you got a lot of that same commonality. And that's the bottom of the deck. Okay. So November, let's take a look here and see what November brings in. So you've got the Eight of Pentacles. So there's a lot of growth and transformation in the month of November. You got the Ace of Swords, which gives you the ability to look at things from a different perspective, cutting away some old thinking, some old beliefs uh, as well. And the Eight of Wands. So there's a lot of energetic movement that comes in with the Eight of Wands. There's eights. You have two eights, which are very flowing numbers. And it changes here from a changing of perspective, a change of the way you perceive things. Sorry, I'm gonna grab another little clarification deck here. So, um, I don't feel like you know someone yet. You're not romantically involved, right? We've got this. Is this someone new? Do you meet this someone new in November? Yeah, the Four of Wands. So I feel like you meet someone here with this Four of Wands. It's like at a celebration of some sort. So if you have a gathering, a wedding, a holiday, um, a party, some sort of invitation where there's people. Okay, that makes sense. So I feel like you go accept the invitation in November, wherever you're invited to. Thanksgiving dinner, maybe there's going to be a guest and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, we have that coming in here, right? And so we'll take a look here. And then, so I feel like you meet them in, wow, okay. Yeah, so I feel like you meet them in November and there's immediate, because you're, because of being open-minded and allowing yourself, to be open and seeing things differently, this is what allows this energy to be like, um, especially if it's like a friend of a friend or someone that's like, I'm just seeing like a Thanksgiving dinner and there's, everyone else, but you don't know them. And you're like, "Oh, that's so and so's friend," and the person that brought him, you're like, "Ugh, you don't have the best." I don't feel like you have the best, opinion of them, and so you kind of, if you put them in the same category and go, "Oh, if you're a friend of theirs, you must be a jerk too." That's what I'm hearing. But if you talk to them and you give them a chance and stay open-minded, you're like, "Wow. You're nothing like them," So I like that. Because then if you do that in December, you have the Empress, which is birthing of things, sensuality, but birthing, a lot of emotion. But you've got mental stability and emotional stability in December. Whoa, what's that all about? Emotional and mental stability at the same time? What miracle is this, right? So definitely accept that invitation. Let's see. And then overall, they want you to know here. Yeah, you have the Page of Pentacles. So there is this opportunity. It's a heightened opportunity that comes in here. Movement of thought and belief and mindset with the Knight of Swords. You have the Seven of Swords. Yeah, this is getting past our deceptive thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. It's important for us to, realize that, even I feel like that the person that brings them, or that is around there, is like they've been deceptive. They are a liar, or they, do that kind of things, and you know that kind of comes in with that, and it's like, no, they're not anything alike at all. Yeah, and the Strength card. Yeah, the Leo, courage and inner strength to step forward. So it's allow yourself to trust and go, even if the person that invites you is like, ugh, just know that, you're going to experience the other people. So if it's like, if it's a cousin or someone that invites you to a Thanksgiving dinner or whatever, and you're just like, I'd rather poison myself than go to dinner. Then, but you're like, you know what? But there's going to be other people there, and I'm going to listen, and I'm going to have the courage and the strength to go and realize, I'm not going to talk about politics. I'm not going to talk about religion. I'm not going to accept any fight that they invite me to. And then you're like, who's that? So I like that. How fun. Yeah. And then you got abundance regarding relationship coming in here too. So you're being asked to open to abundance, to believe that you're deserving of it, and to believe that it will flow to you. This is the first important step toward receiving it. Breathe deeply and trust that it's on its way. Beautiful. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So that's what they have for you, Sun and Moon. Uh, so I'm excited. Yeah, this is new energy. Someone that is because one of the cards, I already put them all back in the deck, but I mentioned that in the very beginning because I wanted to know if it was someone that you knew already, and the card that came out was like, no, that you don't, because that's why I was like, you're not romantically involved with someone, so this is someone that's coming um, in the month of November. At an event, and it isn't someone you know. Yeah. No, this feels like someone new that you meet at a gathering, and it does feel like new energy. Yeah. All right. The unexpected. Dun 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 dun. All right. So thank you again for your donation, Sun and Moon. I'm excited for you. All right. And then Moonlight. Hello, hello. You are welcome for your reading yesterday. Oh, spot on. You did not hit any animals. That's good. You almost took out a rabbit and a deer. Oh my gosh. Not the way to catch dinner. That's hilarious. Oh, very good. Glad you got your reading there. All right. And thank you for your donation here with the Black Kitty. Should you go to the pub tonight, you're invited, but will I meet anyone special there? All right, let's see here. Is it worth your time to go to the pub tonight? Is there a nice surprise? Let's take a look here. Because, of course, there's no shoulds or need tos, have tos. On the spirit side, there's just different choices with different experiences, right? So let's take a look here and see. Um, is it for your best interest to go to the pub tonight? All right, we'll do that. And is there anyone special that you would meet? All right, let's take a look here. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. It does feel like it's in your best interest to go. You got the Ace of Wands, which is action, movement. Yeah, mule. Yeah. So, yes, they definitely are nudging you. Yeah. You have the High Priestess card coming in with the Ace of Swords, with the Sun card. So, that's joy, celebration, Leo energy. So there is this new communication that's ignited here, maybe with a water sign or with a fire sign. Um, but I definitely feel it here. Now, be aware with the Five of Wands that there's some drama that is zeroing around in there, but that doesn't mean you have to partake in it, right? That, I feel like that's what you kind of feeling there, right? Yeah, don't wanna go for nothing, but I do feel like you have a good connection with someone with this Ace of Swords. But there is but follow your gut instinct with the High Priestess too. While you're there, allow your spidey sense to keep you away from drama, but allow yourself to be drawn. Someone's gonna stand out with this card coming in here. I do feel like there's this, you know, brightness and this, you know, it's like fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, they have a natural glow about them that just draw people to them. And I feel like there is this person that's just going to be like glowing from your perception with that. So I definitely feel like they're saying, yeah, go to the pub and see and be open to that. Yeah, you got study. Yeah, says a new endeavor is upon you, and it may require new knowledge and skills. Put the intention out to the universe, and the right teacher will soon find you. So, yeah, this individual, you do learn a lot about yourself and life through them too, through your experiences with them. So it does feel especially mentally stimulating, which I love for you because I feel like you really enjoy learning and you enjoy the connection and it takes someone to be able to hold a conversation. It's like, "Oh, I don't wanna meet someone that's just hot," and they open their mouth and their hotness drops 50%. It's like you want that both, right? Oh, in his dreams, yeah. So that's alright, just be aware of that and that's okay, but definitely, again, open the deck right up to the sun card again. Just trust the drawing to that bright soul. I like that. All right. All right. Yeah, right? Exactly, dreams. All right. And then I did get a PayPal that just came through. Hey, Seely, good to see you. So thank you for your donation. I don't see a question. There you go. Boom. Right on cue. Thank you for that. Thank you for the donation. And you want some love advice about M guy and how to overcome the obstacles your superiors are trying to create for your career. All right, let's take a look here. All right. So love advice. They do want that one, that one, that one. Okay. And how to overcome the obstacle your superiors are to create for your career. Okay. Anything else? All right. Well, we got one card for that. We'll come back to that. We'll see if there's anything else. But let's start with the love advice that they have here for you here. All right. Wow. Look at all this royalty. So, you've got the Knight of Pentacles coming out first. And the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight out of them all. And whenever we feel like our love life has gone from a snail's crawl to where the snail's going backward, there's a reason for that in our life. And it is always for us. It gives us the opportunity because it slows down when we don't want to be drawing in lower vibrational people, relationships, and situations because when we continue to do what we've always done, we're going to get and attract what we've always attracted. And when a slow moving kind of energy comes in, it's slowing down the attraction of that lower vibrational stuff. It's to give us the opportunity to raise our love vibration. And then that as we do that, it speeds things back up when we draw in someone that matches that higher love vibration instead of the lower one. And we do that. We raise our love vibration by questioning the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve us anymore, releasing the emotions and relationships that don't serve us anymore, doing that shadow work, getting rid of energy out of our life that um, isn't helping us anymore, and physical stuff too. It's like we have an opportunity to purge a lot of thoughts, emotions, energy, and physical things out of our life that opens up, and that's what helps raise love vibration and allows things to come in. So I like that. Um, the one of the things that happens during the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and this is nurturing yourself, give and working on your love. raising our love vibrations a win-win, because one of the things that we do is in doing that and connecting higher, we connect to the higher love, our self-love and our self-worth increases, because we can't give love or receive love from others more than to the extent we love ourselves. So let's say I love myself this much, and I love myself this much, no matter how much love I want to give, trickle, trickle. No matter how much love they want to give me, trickle, trickle. But the more I increase my self love and my self worth, opens my capacity to give and receive love to people of the outside world too. So, I like that. You do have a divine counterpart in the outside world. And the reason I say that is you do have the King of Cups, who the king rolls over cups, but all the kings behind the scenes get a portion of swords. So they balance head and heart. Queen of Swords rolls over the sword suit, but behind the scenes gets cups. So on the surface, someone doesn't look like they're compatible, but they're a very compatible couple. And, it's important to get out of our mindsets and get out of these things, because we have prejudgments and expectations around relationships and love. And if we have all of these expectations, we have this very narrow viewpoint of who someone could be, how we have to meet them, blah, 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 with all this stuff, right? And when we have that, the person that is our counterparts out here, but I can't see him because of this blinder. But if I remove these and open it up, I'm like, "Oh, look, I can see them and I can meet them faster too." That's part of the raising of the love vibration that comes in there. All right. So that is a little bit of advice. That's a lot to start off with, but that's the advice they have, that can help you with that. Yeah, I love that for you. And then you wanted to know about the work, what you can do to overcome the obstacles your supervisors are trying to create for your career. Yeah, you got the 10 of cups, which is interesting. This is like joy and celebration and, this energy of choose joy, choose joy, choose joy. And it's an amazing thing, and this is energy, and this can impact every area of our life. So I love that they're just bringing that in for you here. So looking at life, every moment is a choice. We have a choice of lower vibrational, energy that's rooted in fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough. We have all these, this is what we're taught as children growing up. Focus on what we feel we're missing and lacking and fearing and hating and all of that, right? And that draws in situations and people that match that energy. Or we have a higher vibration, which is unconditional love and joy and laughter and gratitude. And the higher joy, the 10 of cups, is like, wow, we can have this focus of joy and overwhelming happiness if we want. And every moment is a choice. We have a story we put to a situation. Is it going to be lower vibrational or higher vibrational? The emotion I choose in the moment, is it going to be lower vibrational or higher vibrational? Energy, lower, higher. Physical actions based on lower or higher. Now, we're given a lot of opinion around, this is what this is supposed to mean. This is the story that's supposed to be applied to that. This is the emotion I'm supposed to feel. This is the energy I'm supposed to focus on. These are the actions I'm supposed to take. But that's all opinion. But we took that on growing up as children. We took on opinion. Then it became our little small t truth. It became our habit to think a certain way, feel a certain way, act a certain way. And then it became our reaction, where it happens so quickly, it doesn't feel like a choice anymore, but it is. And we can kind of take a big deep breath and step back from a situation like this with with your superiors, and we can go like, okay, they're creating obstacles, but maybe I'm drawing in obstacles by my energetic choices. And when we're in a mindset that things of the outside world are happening to me, that's victimhood, that's lower vibrational, that's drama, right? And so if I'm like, they are doing this to me, then I'm going to experience lower vibrational reactions and everything. But when I realize that everything that happens in my life is happening for me, I can transform from a place of victimhood to a place of empowerment where I get to choose the story, the emotion, the energy, and my physical action. And I can start asking myself instead, why did I want this to happen for me? And the more I focus on joy and higher vibration, I draw in things that match that, like love, right? But also other experiences. And so if I look at it and go, all right, my superiors are creating obstacles for my career. Why did I want this to happen for me? Did I want to learn through this to see how I can transform it with my superiors and go, um, you know, learning communication, learning to approach it from a place of empowerment and can I learn from you guys? Can you show me how I can move on? And instead of looking at them as an enemy, you can look at them as helpers. Either in that if you approach it differently, they can maybe take you, if you approach it with joy and their feedback with gratitude and say, I want to learn. Can you help me learn? I'd love to learn from you. Would you like to be my mentor? And if they're like, absolutely not, we hate you, we don't want you here, then you're like, wow, thank you for being messengers that there's something better for me somewhere else. Because there is that in our life too. We can have tower moments in our life where we hit an obstacle, which is like, why won't this door open? Because there's a hungry lion behind it. And if we open it, we're going to get eaten. So with the door remaining locked, if our heart says there's somewhere else for me, and we can recognize and feel that if we step back and look at the situation differently, and we might be like, you know what? Thank you for this message, right? Um, One, I learned a lot about myself through it, but I also know there's something else for me. So thanks for keeping that door closed, because otherwise I'd have went down this long road and ended up someone's meal. Instead, I'm going somewhere else and saving a lot of time. So we can look at it differently there, and I feel like that's what they'd like there for you. And let's pull here from the Akashic Truth Oracle. This is your, I call it the fortune cookie that comes after the meal. And look, you got difficult road. I like this because it says spirit of perseverance, being prepared for great things, walking the hard path in life. So, knowing that these hard paths that we feel that we're on, remember that this is for me. And why, even asking myself, why did I want this to happen for me? Because that takes our power back instead of going, oh, why are they doing this to me? I'm a victim and I'm at the whim of them. I'm realizing I get to choose my story, my emotion, my energy, and I can't control anyone else's. Thank God. Release everyone else's and come back to you. Sweep in front of your own door, right? What are my thoughts, my stories? What are my emotions? What are my energy? What are my physical actions? And what do I want to do? No one can keep me from what is destined for me. And so I'm going to take steps to live my destiny, whatever that may be. So I love that for you. So hopefully that helps to heal. Hopefully I said your name correctly there. I probably didn't. My apologies. But I love that for you. So there you go. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. I really appreciate that. Right. And then Olivia, hello, hello. Good to see you. Let's give you some love and a like there. Thank you for your donation. You're welcome. See you. All right. So we're reading on S and I. All right. Or MS and I. All right. Just going to take a quick sip here. All right. What does Spirit want you to know here? I do want that one. That one and that one and that one. Boom, boom, boom. Those two as well. All right. Let's throw those on the end over here. All right. Well, well. I'm just kidding. Let me just get these cards in some sort of an order here. The bottom of the deck, the Lover's card. That's why I said, well. Important relationship, obviously, here. Very strong emotional connections. We'll see what else unfolds here. All right. So your first card that comes in here, you got the Santa Muerta, which is the death card in this deck, which is birthing, ending of old things, beginning of new adventures. There definitely is progression and transformation that comes in here. Let's see what else we have here. Well, to the Two of Cups. So here are the two bottom of the deck and your second card out, all about important relationships and love, right? So that's why it's well. Look what we have here. So let's see here. You got three single cards, one card, one con, one card, one card, one card, and then two cards on the end. So let's see what this is coming in here. So you have the Eight of Wands. So a lot of passion and attraction and energy, energetic attraction and physical attraction that's going on here. And it feels like there's, without seeing the other cards yet, it just feels like there's past life connection, something that's deeper, something that has this draw that feels, I would say, abnormal in a fun way, though. It's not like it's like, oh, this is weird. It's like, this is new. What is this about? And I feel like there's this deep draw that's there. And it's because it's like this knowingness, this comfort, familiarity kind of energy, if that makes sense, that I feel is here. So what else we have here? Look, and then you got the Two of Pentacles. So there is this duality of life and this um, common experiences of lifetime, but I feel it's lifetimes. I feel like you guys have had a lot of parallel lives and past lives too, where you guys have been in each other's lives a lot before, but I don't want to say twin flame because it doesn't feel like that volatile. But look at how the skulls, each of it has wings on it, butterflies. It's like you both have gone through transformations where, you weren't, you were caterpillars before, but you're meeting as butterflies. So you've gone through the cocooning and chrysalis stage and all that kind of stuff too. Yeah, I do feel like he feels that, but he doesn't he he thinks it's strange, just like, "What is this? I haven't met this before. What's happening?" I feel like you're like, "Oh my god, this must be past lives." You get it. Them, they're like, I feel a little bit not as aware of the spiritual world as you are, and so they're just like, "What if she's a witch? Did she put a spell on me?" I'm just kidding. She doesn't feel that way. It's more of like, "Huh, what is this?" But they definitely feel it too. Um, and then the Nine of Wands. So it does feel like there's this little forest field going on that's kind of holding you guys back from one another as well. So there's this big draw, but you also feel like there's something holding, like there's this big invisible um, buffer that's just keeping you, it's like two magnets, how, when they're not on the side and but when they're flipped, it's like woo, it just feels like "Wah, I want to get closer, but there's that happening. Let's see what that is. Maybe that's what these two cards are here. Yeah. So we have the 10 of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. Here again, fast moving energy, lot of physical attraction, um, very much, again, the desire for fast movement. You got the 10 of Pentacles. Kind of feeling here that maybe one or both of you have a history of moving too, not moving too fast. That's a judgment. Moving fast. And so you missed the red flags because oh, was that a carnival? No, those were red flags that were important to deal with as they came up. But when you rush into something, then all these 50 flags come to be dealt with at a time. It's overwhelming in a relationship. Very few can survive that. But as we work our way into getting to know someone, it's almost like courting someone, like the olden days, where it's like, let's slowly get to know each other. We work through our differences instead of rushing and having to deal with all these differences at once and everything explodes. But I like this energy, but this, I feel like the buffer is the fear of moving too fast and ending up, oh, getting into old relationships. And so I feel like there's this, it's like cars that are designed to only go 55 miles an hour. And it's so it can't speed higher than that. It's like, nope, sorry. This time around, things are going to move slow, and it's like, uh-oh. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. 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 So I feel like that's what's happening here. This barrier is keeping things here to for them to deal with that, right? But your fortune cookie, you got rewards and recognition. It's worth the wait. That's good. Congratulations, your hard work will soon pay off and take you in the direction of your dreams. Acknowledge your efforts and own your power. So I do feel like there's a trophy at the end of it. Um, you know, if you'll be patient with it here. Yeah, with all those other cards coming out here, I definitely feel like they're working on it. And the draw is there. But they do have this pool that it's kind of almost like it's a motivation in a way. But they're like, I like that they definitely want to work on it. Yeah, we got the Empress on the bottom. So that's you know, abundance, creativity, birthing. So, and Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So they definitely are caring for themselves and investing energy in that. Reading a book, maybe therapy or counseling they might be going to, but I do feel like they are actively working on themselves. So I like that. um, say physically together. Let's see here. You got the Four of Pentacles, which is stability of the outside world. Um, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, and the Two of Pentacles, that's together in the outside world. You know, um, timing. I don't know why this is a feeling of home, of when they're home again. I don't know what that means. Trying to like feel into it a little more, but it's like when I'm home again or after I'm home again. And that four comes in. Maybe are they going home for Thanksgiving or something like that? And But the number 4 really stood out to me, and this feeling of returning home. So it could be, 4 weeks. Is that when Thanksgiving is? Or are they going home? Whatever home means, like they're going to go visit parents or family. It just feels like something along those lines. But it really depends upon how much they invest too. Timing is always so fluid because it's about possibilities, and it depends on how much of that inner growth they do too. If they do that faster, it draws it in faster. If they take their own good time, then it's like 4 weeks, kind of thing coming in. So I don't feel like they're working on themselves, but I don't feel like they're super excited about doing the work right now. Anyway, they just feel like it's a necessity. But so I feel like 4 weeks, Thanksgiving, after they go visit family, just kind of feels like that kind of energy. And but if they change and they put a fire under their butt, it could be sooner. But I feel like that is kind of where we're at right now based on current energies. Right, right, Olivia? That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. And I think that's my last donation. So I'm gonna next, I go to my YouTube channel members for their free readings. They'll be faster. They're like 1 or 2 cards. And I'm not getting to any of the other free readings in this session since I've been on for 3 hours. I'll be leaving once I complete this. If anyone needs answers right now, a donation of any kind, I will still complete it in this session. Otherwise, I will be back this evening at 6 p.m. Mountain Time in about 4 hours. And then tomorrow as well at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Tomorrow, Sundays are a little different. If you've been trying to get a free reading, I haven't gotten to you. On Sundays, when I'm on for 2 hours, I go spend an hour with my Praying Mantis members and eat. And then I come back on and complete any free readings that I did not get to, or any readings I didn't get to in the morning session. So if you're like, I've been trying and trying and trying, please for sure come back tomorrow and get your question in there. And eventually, sometime during the day, I will come back on and complete all of those readings. Okay. So, apologies if I did not get to your reading today. I try, but um, donations are how I live. And so I do prioritize those. And then my YouTube channel members also get prioritization and answers during these sessions. So if you're interested, you can make a donation of any kind with the super chat down below or in the description box of the video. I do have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. There's no set dollar amount, whatever you're able to give. Or if you become one of my YouTube channel members, Zen Cricket is $2.99 a month, and my Praying Mantis is $7.99 a month. And in addition to being prioritized in these and getting the readings on the day of, we'll also have a 2-hour session on Wednesday nights for all YouTube channel members. And then my Praying Mantis level, the higher level, has a Thursday, an extra 2 hours. And then on my Friday and Saturday night sessions, an hour afterward. And then on Sunday, an hour afterward as well. So if you're interested, there's a link down below. All right. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Yeah, get your lighter. I love that. I'm gonna light the barbecue under your butt, buddy. All right. So let me take a look here. So for my YouTube channel members, we have Holly here. So your free question is okay, what do you see coming up for me? All right, let's take a look here. And free readings are just 1 to 2 cards, just so everyone knows. So what does Spirit want you to know that's coming up for you? All right, well, you got 1 card here. Well, you got the King of Cups. So this is balance between heart and head. All the kings have a portion of swords behind them as well. And this represents like a very compatible person. Well, maybe this was we did your future for Chris, even though Chris was your just a friend. This is a very compatible person that comes into your life, someone that is very able to communicate their emotions, but they're very intellectual. It's a great balance between the both of them. It's like someone who fits like a glove and comes in there. So, I like this for you. It is someone, that just, it's not like, uh, love of the outside world can't complete us, right? But I love how a friend of mine, when they met the love of their life, um, I actually knew them and their ex, and we were going on, we were driving somewhere, and I was like, "All right, so catch me up. What's going on in your love life and different things right now?" And they were like, "Well, I met someone," and I'm like, "That's great. So tell me about him." And they were like, "I don't know," and it just came out of their mouth. They're like, "They make it easier for me to choose to be joyful in my life." And I'm like, "Wow, I really love that." And that's the kind of energy I feel. It's not that they complete them, it just makes it easier for me to love life. And what a great compliment. Like this kind of energy I feel like you have headed towards you. So that's what they have for you, Holly. Ooh, ooh la la. All right. And that could be your previous reading. We will find out soon, right? All right. So we did those. We did those. Did those. All right, Olivier Bagata, you want to ask what are energies for this new month bringing you? All right, let's take a look here. So, what are the energies of the new month bringing you? All right, so for November, wow, you got some fiery energy coming on. You have the Two of Wands and the Five of Wands. Two of Wands is being aware of our energetic choices, whatever I focus on grows and expands. You have the Five of Wands, which is the drama card, but also the change of energy from lower vibration to higher vibration. And I like this. It's like November really is an almost feels like an opportunity to grow in our energetic choices. So I feel like the planets are aligning here for November for you that bring in whatever you focus on comes in faster than normal, even lower vibration that usually takes its good old time coming in. It's like, higher vibration vibrates fast, fast come in. Lower vibration, low, keep, it takes time to come in. But in this case, I feel like November is, you know, higher vibrational things come in even faster. Lower vibration comes in fast too. But the great news about that is when you take your focus off of a lower vibrational thing and focus on a higher, this one also drifts away fast. So it's an opportunity to learn about your manifestation abilities, and whatever you focus on grows exponentially faster in November. So great to know, right? You're like, whoa, buckle up. So really, really focusing on that, right? All right. So that is what they have for you, Olivier. And then Lady A. Oh, I didn't see you earlier. So sorry I didn't give you a shout out. And you would like a general for November. So, Lady A, what does Spirit want you to know about November? Okay. And that one. All right. Interesting here. So, you've got the Hermit card here. There's this invitation to really draw yourself in to spending time with your higher self and spirit realm and really ask for clarity and guidance on a lot of things going on in your life here. But the 6 of Cups is also this drawing out. It's the 6 of Cups for me is like a past life connection energy. And I feel like as you're spending time with spirit, and this is kind of like been going on for a while where you've been really doing your inner work, focusing on your relationship with spirit. And I feel like November will continue that. But part of what's being revealed to you as you're connecting to spirit, you are getting this energy of lower vibration, not lower vibration, a deeper connection into the Akashic records, into the subconscious world. And so I feel like you've been recognizing more, like, with people you already know, enhanced connections with them. Like, I feel like that's deeper for some reason. Well, it's because you're becoming aware, even on a subconscious level, of past lives with other people. But I feel like there's also is this nudge to step out, take time for your hermitude, but also take time to interact with people, because there is someone from a past life that when you recognize them, you're going to be like, whoa. I usually joke that they're glowing in the dark and a rainbow is shooting out of their butt. And you're like, that must be them. But I feel like you do meet someone very substantial. And it doesn't mean it has to be romantic, but it's an important relationship that has a lot of past life connection, but current life importance as well. So I like that for you. All right. So that's what they have for you for this month, Lady A. So many blessings to you. All right. We did those. All right. And then Sean G, thank you for your question here. What does God need you to know about moving forward with your business? All right. Let's take a look here. All right. There we go. Yeah, so you've got the Emperor coming in here and the Six of Cups. It's interesting because I just had the Six of Cups, which meant past life, but in this case, this is being childlike, and not childish, but childlike. And the Emperor. So the Emperor is a balance of this energy. I mean, the Emperor, these cards are a balance. The Emperor is about, get out of your head about what you think you're supposed to do and should do and need to do and have to do. All the opinion. Determine what it is you want to do. Put your plan together, invest energy. That's Aries energy. But the Six of Cups is also about not being so serious about it, um, and allowing yourself time for play, allow yourself time to bring in fun into the business, that childlike joy and adventure and possibilities, and that's a great balance, because we can get so rigid and, okay, this is my business, my plan, blah 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 blah. We can get so serious and so focused that it just sucks the life, because our heart, our mind is taking over going, but our heart is like, I want to play, we don't have time. The brain tells the heart, we don't have time to play, but it's like, but I want to play. And so let your inner child out, let your heart out to play, is important in business, because otherwise we burn ourselves out and we find that we're just working, 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 and we are existing, trying to live when we can be living in the moment too and enjoying life. And I feel like that's what they want you to know right now. All right, so that's what's coming in for you, Sean G. So many blessings to you. And then Nelia Medeiros, your free reading, thank you for your donation earlier, is what does Keen think of Megan? Will they end up dating? Oh, well, we'll see what kind of business we can get into here. So, what does Keen think of Megan? We'll do, okay. Here's your two cards. And then the second card will be, will they end up dating? What does he think of her? 10 of Cups. So a lot of great amount of emotion and connection between, well, at least Keen towards Megan. So a lot of emotion that's there to be expressed. And will they end up dating? It's kind of unknown still. We got a lot of emotion here with the moon, a lot of unseen things coming in here. But this new moon energy, um, I don't know if they're not saying, like, not putting a label on it. I feel like the emotion will ripple in, between each other, but whether they'll date and put that label on it is still up for possibilities. So, but they definitely have a lot of emotion, a lot of unseen emotion, And so they're still they're asking, are they going to date? I don't know. Maybe so, maybe no. So that's kind of Spirit's way of saying it's at this time, it's none of our business. We're like, fine, but there is emotion there. So we're like, okay, at least we know that. All right, so that's what they have for you, Nelia. So many blessings to you. All right, we did all those. Did those. Did those. And we did those. All right. Yeah, Holly, I did complete your free reading. Sorry, I just read it just now. What's yours? Yeah, yours was the first after I finished the donation. So after I finished Olivia, you were up after that. Which that was, oh yeah, you just posted that not moments ago. So absolutely. All right. Well, everybody, that is it for all the donations and all of my YouTube channel members. So I'm going to go ahead and close down this session, but I'll be back in less than 4 hours for my evening session if you'd like to give it a try then. If not, I will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, which remember, daylight savings time tomorrow. So it may feel like I'll actually be on at noon if you don't celebrate, not celebrate, but participate in daylight savings time because we fall back an hour. So I'll be reliving an hour. So it's going to seem like I'm an hour late. But if you don't have daylight savings time in your state or country. So I shall return. Then on Sundays, I do make sure to come back on with whatever I don't get to within the 2 hours that I'm on before I go spend an hour with my Praying Mantis members. And after I eat, then I do come back on and finish them all out. So if you've been trying to get a reading and I haven't been able to get to, my biggest apologies. I used to come on back on and finish all readings, but when I got the plague in August, Spirit had a nice gentle conversation with me about balance, and they said you need to take care of yourself. And I'm like, okay. So we compromise. So Sunday I always do. Um, so you can always make sure you get a reading. It might just take a little bit to get it. So thank you for your patience. Thanks for all the thumbs up, for all the love and support. You are part of the love tsunami, helping spread love to the world, and I greatly appreciate that. It goes a long way. So thank you for being subscribers and likers of the streams. And remember, every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the cosmic Father and cosmic Mother, our Creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon.